The best part of Trajan Wealth? Our 100-plus employees who also embrace the exact same values. If your current financial advisor is more interested in selling you something or is more loyal to their own financial gain than yours, give us a call for a second opinion. We would be honored to hear from you. Call Trajan today at 407-213-0000. That's 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Hey, everybody. Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. September is Healthy Aging Month. You know what that means? Taking care of yourself right now so there are no problems later. And with a scan over at Life Imaging FLA, you can do that. Let me tell you something, man. This thing has impacted so many people, saving their lives. And here's how they do it. They show people something they didn't know they had a problem with. That's why it's so important to be proactive instead of reactive when it comes to your long-term health. In 30 to 40% of heart attacks, the very first symptom is sudden death. In other words, it's the first thing that happens before you know what's going on. So do what I did. Do what plenty of Central Floridians are doing. Get with Life Imaging FLA and get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value, and it's easy to make your appointment. Simply pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, and say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you got to do. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds, guys. Make that call and make this the year you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Get ready for fall road trips with Pep Boys. Shop and save on newly reduced prices on hundreds of tires. Save up to $420 instantly on select Cooper tires. That's up to $300 in savings with buy three, get the fourth free, plus $120 in savings with free installation. Don't miss this chance to save big. Buy three, get the fourth free, plus free installation on select Cooper tires. Ends 9/22/24. Tire discount equals the retail price of one tire in a purchase set, excluding taxes. Terms and exclusions apply. Visit pepboys.com for details.
Start your engines for the Central Florida International Auto Show November 14th to the 17th at the Orange County Convention Center with hundreds of new and unique vehicles. Buy tickets now and save $2 per ticket at OrlandoAutoShow.com.
We need your help to protect your right to AM radio in your car. AM is always there in times of need with the key information for our community. The overwhelming majority of legislators support a bill to keep AM radio in cars, but time's running out. Please text the two letters AM to 52886 and ask Congress to bring this bill to the floor for a vote now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month. Text stop to stop. A message from the station.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
This earful of real radio is sponsored by Shipley Donuts. Now open on South Cimarron Boulevard.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Thursday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that as we do every single day, and we do have a big program for you today. No woke news today. We'll tell you why in a second. We will have the Froggers football forecast, so we'll find out who's picking what. 4 o'clock, it's date night done right with our fan Danny Meyering. She'll be live from Brightline Train. Colbert Court today, we'll have a former judge on as well to talk about DUIs. Trivia, we have a pair of tickets to Trans-Siberian Orchestra coming up on December 14th. They go on sale, or actually are on sale now, and we'll end it up today with, you heard it here first, your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. Straight ahead, my producer, Angel. Hey, buddy, what's going on? Good to see you today,
What's going on, man?
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Find us easily on social. Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can click through. Check out our YouTube channel. It's me and my loco today, and that's pretty much it. But we'll give you a good show, and you can watch us do our thing again. JimColbertLive.com. What's going on, buddy?
Hanging in there, man. It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Thanks for stepping in today. We appreciate that very much. My entire crew apparently has tuberculosis. No. It's so funny. It's inevitable that these things happen, right? So people understand what happened yesterday because people, you go to social media, and with the radio business, and you have to understand this, anything could have happened.
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing is this. It's like, I know it, chainsaw attack.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the first thing. Oh, yeah, it had to be a gunman. Something happened. Yeah, Jim fired everybody. Everybody got fired. We're going to hear...
building collapsed.
Yeah, soft Spanish when we come in today.
Oh, have you heard Yacht Rock in Spanish yet?
Yeah, it's delicious.
It's
absolutely
yummy.
Wonderful. But really what happened is... Jack went on a scheduled break, and then Deb got COVID. Oof. Her fiance had it. She thought she had avoided it because the instant he started having symptoms, they isolated themselves. But you try as hard as you can. But if you're in the same space, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Not to mention this. I guess the summer strain of it has been pretty bad.
It's pretty nasty, man. It jumped on me a few weeks ago. I remember. It was like from a Wednesday to Thursday, and I just recognized the symptoms right away.
A Wednesday to a Thursday, like a week?
Yeah.
Yo.
Well, no. So it was like Wednesday night, and then I woke up. I ended up waking up at like 3:00 in the morning, and I knew it. I was like, I recognized the symptoms.
You get that little tickle in the back of your throat,
and it's a different type of headache. That's the tail or the sign for me. It's a different type of headache, and it's a different type of intensity with the headache. And so as soon as I woke up, I texted everybody, dude, and I was like, I'm not coming in. And I was out for like 4 days.
So yesterday, we were scheduled to have this kid Cameron.
Yeah.
You guys have worked with him, correct?
Yes, yeah.
He was in with us last week for a couple hours, just kind of acclimate himself to how we do the show here. And I was really kind of excited to work with him. I like new people. It's kind of fun,
He's a fun kid.
And I thought it was going to be myself, him, and then Deb. Of course, Deb gets sick, got a new kid. And then the issue came up. Here's the issue. Like I called Danny Meyering, who's our good friend who will be in here today. She stepped in last Thursday when Deb had a doctor's appointment to take care of with her mom and killed it for us. Like, did a great job.
Yeah.
But the problem is she's about to go on vacation. Actually, she's calling us today from Brightline on her way to Miami to go on a cruise. And she's like, I'm not coming in there.
Yeah,
like,
I don't want to take that risk.
I got a kid and I'm going on vacation, player. I'm not getting near that joint.
Yeah.
Then I started thinking, I immediately text Russ this morning. I immediately text Scott Brown, anybody that was in the studio, to let everybody know that, Deb is positive.
Yeah.
And, she's in the throes right now because I think it's that 2.5 days in is when that thing is real fun.
Yeah.
And so yesterday, really the issue was not necessarily not being able to do a show, but I didn't know that I wasn't infected.
Right.
So we had to make sure that I wasn't positive so that I could come in and do the program and not, of course, put anybody else at jeopardy because we share so much stuff in these small rooms.
Good thing I didn't tongue kiss you when I saw you.
You know what? And usually that's how we greet.
That's how we greet each other. So,
So anyway, that's what's going on. Nothing nefarious, just life as we see it a lot of times, and inevitably, poor Jack. God bless.
He's on vacation.
God bless
and
Jack.
I can just imagine all the messages and all of it going off. Yeah. So.
Poor Jack. Look, I called our guy Rick Everett, right? I called Rick Everett yesterday morning around 9 o'clock, and I could only imagine because when I see that phone ring and his name, usually not the best of news because if we have things to talk about when it comes to business, it's usually via email.
Right.
So if you get a call, that means something has happened. So I called him early, and he was like, "Oh Jesus." He knew something was going on, and I said, "Hey, man,
really thin crews right now. So you can kind of work with maybe missing one, but when you're missing two, it becomes really, really difficult.
And even more difficult is Deb and I do not know how to run the board, right? So what you do and what Josh does, and Sabrina does, and Ryan Holmes can do it as well. But I don't know how to do that, and Deb doesn't either. So when
want to swap?
Yeah, sure. Trust me. And I got other news as well. We do have somebody else that could have stepped in and done that, but of course he's a little out right now. I think we'll have an announcement on that tomorrow. That somebody could have come in and helped us out today, but that didn't work out.
Gotcha.
Got that call last night.
Gotcha.
So anyway, here we are today on a Thursday.
There we go.
It's you and I.
There we go. Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. So I don't know if you saw that, but this morning First thing, I get up early, and this morning for some reason I got up extra early. Did you happen to see the private spacewalk from SpaceX?
I was catching it while we were doing the show, so I was seeing what was going on. The part that I did not realize was that those were civilians that were doing
Those
that.
are just people with money.
Just regular stiffs.
Those are just people with money, dude.
Got deep pockets. And they got to go. They got to goof off in space.
The highest anyone has ever done a spacewalk is not even an astronaut. It's a dude with a business. It's a dude with a business. But I have to tell you, I thought it was going to be kind of boring. I was like, oh, this is going to suck. It's going to be one of those things where they sell it pretty hard,
Right.
and then you get a little portal window. You get to stick your head out of it a couple minutes, and that's it. No, that ain't it at all.
They had him working.
Dude, they were out. My
Yeah.
man was out of it. Like, he stepped out of the capsule. Now, he didn't go out there floating, kicking around and doing any, like, dance moves.
Yeah.
But he went out there and stood, like, it would be like almost like the Titanic
Yeah,
thing.
there
where
we go. Yeah,
he's
yeah.
standing out on the front, like in a little cage thing that's on the capsule. But it was badass because you hear it in real time.
Yeah.
You hear the people talking to him in real time and kind of walking them through all the processes that they've done over and over again. And it had to have been NASA or maybe SpaceX's command module. I don't really know who the people were.
I think it was SpaceX
But
that were in his ear. I think that might have been them.
and they actually were on the screen while you were watching
Yeah.
it too. So you had a man and a woman there. I do not know who they were, but they were obviously taking care of this for him and really kind of narrating the entire thing because the astronaut people were only kind of there doing their stuff. They were really concentrating on what it took to do the walk,
Right.
and the guys were like explaining to the audience what was going on and how, you know, this capsule door works like this, and this is why we have to pressurize the suit with the capsule before anybody can get out. And it was, I mean, I did not think it was going to be even remotely that interesting, and it was fascinating.
It was captivating. Yeah,
Fascinating.
Did they mention or do we know or is what the number was? Well, like what's that price? What's it cost you?
I don't know. One guy was a billionaire.
Okay,
I mean,
so he's less billionaire.
Look, I got to tell you, I got to think it's, you know, in that it's got to be that $10 to $100 million range, right?
I would, yeah.
I mean, there were 3 people in there, so 3 people got to go. I don't think he picked up the bill for everybody. That's a hell of a dinner tab. But if you're
Isaacman,
yes, that's the main guy.
All right, his business cost him $100. All right, so based on the Crew Dragon's price of roughly $55 million a seat for other flights, they're saying that this particular mission was a few hundreds of millions of dollars is what they're saying.
Yeah. So, and if you think about this, if you're a billionaire, I was watching this. I have to tell you, I started getting a little anxious. Because you think about that, man. You know, you have your entire life, you have forged and you have sacrificed and you have made the savvy move and you've done everything right to achieve this great financial success. And you're so bored.
That's what it is. Because
you're so bored.
This is what's going to make me feel alive. We had a billionaire a year ago.
Yeah,
die in a submersible.
Oh yeah.
You know, looking for that drive, looking for that spark. Now we got guys going up in space.
And this started a while back with Steve. If you'll remember, I think it's Steve Fawcett. He's the guy the balloon dude. He and Richard Branson from Virgin were like going head to head at who could fly a balloon the highest for the farthest or whatever. And this dude gets in a plane. He's going to try to do something in a plane. And they didn't find that guy for a minute.
Yeah.
He went down, I believe, in the Colorado mountains or in Utah, somewhere like that. And it took him a while to find that dude. And he was, again, loaded to the gills with cash. But when you get to the point where, like, you can do everything and anything, like, how boring must life get when you're like, oh, I've done that. I've got a yacht. I've got, how many Lambos do you need? I mean, how many? Yeah, I've done all that.
You've convinced me, Jimmy. I'm not trying to be a billionaire anymore.
Well, thanks. I'm
thanks.
saving you from yourself. I'm saving you from yourself. But fascinating to watch. If you haven't checked it out today, I'm sure the videos are everywhere. Where you can go up there and see those guys do that spacewalk. They weren't out there that long. They took turns. Of course, the big dog got to go first.
Obviously, yeah.
Went out there. But just the idea of poking your head up, because when his helmet cam came online and you could see Earth, because at first it was fuzzy, and then as it focused in, I was like, damn, if I was the producer of this show, they would have to excuse myself to the bathroom for a minute. It could not have gone any better. It really couldn't have. I mean, it really was amazing to watch on TV.
Jared Isaacman is the gentleman that was up there, and from the texting, they're saying that it seems to be a pretty cool dude. But after you've done this, What else is there to do?
Where do you go from there, buddy?
I mean, I know that Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out pretty soon, but I'm not sure if that's going to give him the juice that he's looking for after being out in space.
I do not. But not even just being. The funny thing is, being out in space, not going through Indian training, not being a fighter pilot at one point, not being in the Navy.
Didn't have to do that. Yeah, that vortex thing that they do.
None of that.
Yeah.
The comet rocket.
Yeah.
The comet vomit.
Yeah.
None of that. You just pay a good old amount of money, go into some training, get yourself a dope suit, and off you go into space. Unbelievable.
That's next level, man.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. It is National School Picture Day today. We'll talk about that a little bit. Do you carry cash at all? Do you ever have cash on you?
Let's say in the last few months, I've made it a point to
have a little money on you.
Get back in the habit of doing that. I got in a real bad habit of just using my card for everything, and I recently had the chip in one of my cards fail, and
you're done.
Yeah,
you're done.
You're dead in the water.
After that, you're done. Or you forget your phone because now I have things on Apple Pay.
Yeah,
you forget your phone. Well, the idea of that. When's the last time you wrote a check?
It's been about a year.
Has it really?
It's been about a year.
I've written a check sooner than I've done the other.
Yeah, actually, let me strike that. It's been about 2 months.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I moved into a new place.
So Ben & Jerry's is has a Kamala Harris ice cream. I'll tell you what that's all about. Justin Timberlake negotiated a better deal for his DUI, something I've never heard about. And actually, we're going to have a judge on today during Colbert Court that's going to be on an In with Glenn, and we're going to talk about DUIs and the effect they can have on you and your insurance policy, and what the new ideas and the new laws for DUIs are. We'll talk about Dave Grohl a little bit. A Norfolk train CEO got fired for an inter company relationship. Record television audiences for the NFL. Did you see the numbers?
Yeah, man.
That's insane, man. You know what's great, buddy? I got to tell you, the numbers are coming back for a lot of. But did you see the Beetlejuice numbers? For the movie, we know that Deadpool and Wolverine killed it.
I know they had a decent opening.
$110 million weekend.
Nice. Yeah.
So it's good to see the box office back. That's usually an indicator sometimes of how things are moving. Buc-ee's and Wawa have some new company. Shadow Bay residents finally get their day in court. Shannon Sharp does something pretty stupid. You guys talk about that today?
Yeah, what a maroon.
And Will Ferrell's buddy made a change in life that made Will Ferrell rethink his kind of life. We'll talk about that as well. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a sec with more of The Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looking at activity on I-4 westbound this afternoon, where the right lane is reportedly blocked by Central Florida Parkway, causing stop-and-go delays back from Sand Lake Road. Looking at southbound delays on Florida's Turnpike due to a crash that blocks the shoulder just before OBT. Delays go back from I-4. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Guys, are your energy costs through the roof? Well, maybe, just maybe, it's time to replace those single-pane aluminum windows with the most energy-efficient option out there. Keep that heat outside during the summer, but keep it inside during the winter. And if too much noise is getting inside, you may want to consider replacing those old windows and doors. Use laminated insulated glass. That can provide as much as 100% improvement. You definitely want to keep that outside noise where it belongs. Let me tell you, man, it is amazing what these windows do for your home. Not only does it feel amazing inside, you save money because your AC is working less. That lasts longer. But this noise thing is no joke. Simply amazing what a job it does. These guys are also offering rebates of $100 per window, $200 per door, and even 24-month, no money down, no payment, and no interest financing as well. For a completely free in-home consultation, it is easy. Call FAS or visit them online. TrustTheLeaderFAS.com.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming Wednesday, September 18th.
We're less than 2 weeks away from our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Taking over T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st. Stream only on Hulu.
Get tickets while you still can now at AXS.com.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Downtown Orlando's Dr. Phillips Center presents the Second City 65th Anniversary Show. Join us September 27th through the 29th in the Alexis and Jim Pugh Theater for 3 evenings of comedy featuring your favorite songs, sketches, and characters written for their stages over the years. See for yourself why the Second City continues to be one of the world's most influential names in comedy as an all-star ensemble brings their iconic material to life. Get tickets now at drphillipscenter.org. This program made possible through the generous support of Kathy and Bill Hones.
Hey Orlando, get ready for your real estate journey with Nickley's Believe It or Not. Did you know the Nickley Group sells the most homes in Central Florida? They actually sell one every 9.7 hours. The Nickley Group sells homes twice as fast and for 6% more on average. Yeah, that's approximately $25,000 more for your home. Why? Because the Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty does real estate differently. Don't believe me? Google them. They have over 3,000 five-star reviews. Get your own dedicated team of local experts and experience the difference. For a guaranteed cash offer on your home today, call the Nickley Group. Visit thenickley.com.
I'm Jeff Jr., founder and CEO of Trajan Wealth. I was born and raised in northern Wisconsin by both my father, who owned a small 10-lane bowling alley, and my mother, who was a nurse, who did her best caring for everyone in our small town. My parents stressed with me that if you were going to do anything, it needed to be done right or not done at all. I later joined the Marine Corps, where additional values were instilled. Values like honor, courage, and commitment. The motto of the Marine Corps, Semper Fi, which means always faithful. The best part of Trajan Wealth, our 100-plus employees who also embrace the exact same values. If your current financial advisor is more interested in selling you something or is more loyal to their own financial gain than yours, give us a call for a second opinion. We would be honored to hear from you. Call Trajan today at 407-213-0000. That's 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Erica Taylor, Chief Marketing Officer of Genentech, explains how audio is an ideal way for brands to tell their stories.
Everyone is listening somewhere, somehow. I think that there's something deep in all of us that enjoys listening to and telling stories. When I think about what we do here at Genentech, we do a lot to actually tell the broader story of our company and the legacy that we stand upon. 45 years marketing more than 40 medicines over that time period. And we celebrate that in story form, in audio format. It's a great way for people to learn more about what we offer and to be educated in an easy and convenient way.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company. iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Dr. Ryan Green, sharing a weight loss discovery.
You've heard of those weight loss injections that produce shocking results, right? If your goal is to lose weight, a group of doctors created a remarkable weight loss supplement called Lean, and it's very encouraging. The studied ingredients in Lean have been shown to help maintain healthy glucose levels, help burn fat by converting fat into energy, and reduce appetite so you eat less. Lean could be the weight loss answer you've been searching for.
Visit TakeLean.com, promo code radio. That's TakeLean.com, promo code radio.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey. And how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
Sponsored by Pfizer. I never thought much about final expenses until my dad passed away last year. That's when I decided to take control of my own final expense planning. Then I found the Smart Money Insurance app. I secured a final expense insurance policy that fits my needs and budget. You can get coverage up to $25,000 with policies starting as low as $14 per month. Download the Smart Bunny Insurance app today and take the first step towards your peace of mind.
Insurance sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services, Inc. Underwritten by various insurers. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than Frogger's Grill and Bar. We've got your sports fix covered with Saturday college football, NFL football on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays, too. Catch all the action on our tons of high-definition TVs while enjoying drink specials available all week long. Don't miss out on Frogger's amazing menu, where everything is fresh, never frozen. Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, and Altamont Springs. Frogger's, hopping with food and fun.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes.
We might even give you credit.
Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
This is the Jim Colbert Show on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube, and right here on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Can you do the talkback thing? You know how to do that?
Oh, absolutely.
Very nice. If you want to leave a talkback, do that as well. Go to realradio.f or go to the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio. Once you get it, use that microphone to send your comment over to Angel. We'll get you on the air in no time at all.
If you slide me a 20, your talkback will get played first. I'll give out my Cash App here momentarily.
Just a 20, huh?
Yeah, just a 20, and you're,
That's all it takes?
You'll move to the front of the line.
So, Ned, today is National School Picture Day. Was this in your world? By the way, you grew up
stateside, but I lived everywhere.
That's what I'm saying, because I knew you're Air Force brat, right?
Yeah. So I went to school in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I went to school in Columbus, Mississippi. I went to school in Blytheville, Arkansas. I went to school in Anchorage, Alaska.
My God,
I went to school in Wichita Falls, Texas.
Wow.
And I'm probably missing one or two. But I finished school. Public school in Winter Park High, Orlando.
Did you really?
Winter Park, Florida. Yeah.
Wow. Did you rue your picture day? Did you deal with that very well, or were you a defiant school picture guy, or were you I'm going to look the best I can school picture guy?
I was the kid because
your mom usually has a lot to do with that.
Yeah. So mom was okay. So here's the thing. I was new kid almost everywhere we went. I was always a new kid. So you didn't want to...
And you stood out because of your height. You've been this tall for a long time, right?
Tall Puerto Rican kid.
Right.
God. A bunch of these places that weren't a whole lot of Puerto Ricans.
Full beard at 14.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was new kid, and you know how it is when you're a kid, and if you're dressing bummy or you're, it's tough. You get made fun of.
There's a small space because you can't look too nice because then you're trying too hard.
Exactly.
And if you don't try hard enough, you're a bum.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so Picture Day was one of those days where it was important because that would be one of those where I could show that, like, hey, look, I belong. I got clean shoes like y'all, that kind of thing. And so it was a big deal, probably all the way up till 7th grade, I think. 7th or 8th grade.
And then after that, it was just whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was for us, but it was, I think it was because it was so powered by our parents.
Yeah.
Because those were the photographs. Like, I don't know about you guys. I don't know what Air Force pay is like, and I don't know what financially how you guys grew up.
Oh.
Pretty humbly on our end.
Yeah.
So for us, there was no. You remember Olin Mills?
Yep.
You used to sit down. You used to go to get a family picture or a kid picture at Olin Mills. You'd get the package. Then everybody could get a wallet picture or a 5x7 in the family. Well, that was, the school pics were like the only time that we had professional pictures taken our entire lives.
Yeah.
So, we had to dial it up.
Yeah.
There was no goofing on that.
Because that picture was used for everything, right?
Oh, man, I knew kids used to come and get their pictures taken in like old ripped up Van Halen t-shirts. I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
There's no way I could ever do that because, those things, like, that's what handed out to the family. That was your picture for that year.
Grandma got one. Grandma's on both sides.
Dude, they would hand them out for Christmas.
Yeah.
My mom would give them to our aunts and stuff that didn't deserve, like, regular presents. They would get pictures of my sister and I from the school pic. That was, like, that's the time.
Yeah.
The only time you actually sat for a photograph.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I remember that. And that for us, those were the pictures that got sent back to Puerto Rico. So in my family, The only ones that were raised stateside were me, my brother, and sister because of my father being in the military. Everybody else. It wasn't until years and years and years later where we probably had some cousins and some aunts that moved stateside. So these were the pictures that were sent back to PR. So when we would go back on the summers for summer vacation, those are the pictures that we saw that everybody had. And yeah, we got ridiculed.
Yeah. Oh, did you really?
Oh, yeah. From my because we didn't have to wear uniforms. Public schools in Puerto Rico, it's all uniforms.
Oh, is it really? Didn't know that. Yeah,
so they're wearing their little white polos or their little whatever.
Sure.
And so we were wearing street clothes or what we thought was cool clothes, and they're like, what are you wearing?
You look a bum.
You know what I mean?
I thought they had money in the States.
Yeah, so that's where we would get picked on that way.
We would try, like, as you got older, of course, your senior photograph was like in a tux or whatever, that fake tux thing they give you. It's like tux and then shorts or whatever it is.
That's
and then
your prom pic, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the girls had had their like dresses or whatever, but that was the only one I really paid attention to. The other ones are just like, I would forget about it most of the time unless my mom, almost said my old mom, my mom would say, hey, look, you got to look nice today. It'd be the package. I remember every single year I'd bring the proof home. And of course it'd be like proof across it because we were trying everything we could to fill it in. And my mom would always bitch about how much it was.
Yeah.
She'd look at the packages. She goes, oh my God, look at package A.
Yeah.
Who needs 2 8x10s? I'm like, lighten up, Mom.
And 45 wallets.
And 45 wallets and like 10 5x7s. No, there's no photograph like that anymore. I don't think they do that now, right?
I don't.
There's no way they sell pictures in school anymore.
No, they do.
Do they really?
Yeah. So with my daughter, so she's
all digital.
We did a 8th grade, but they'll sell you the digital packet, but then there's a day where they'll send the prints home. So we're the family because again co-parenting. We're the family that gets the 2 8x10s. Both grandmas get them.
Oh yeah.
And then there's the 5x9 or something like the little
5x7.
5x7.
And then there's a 3x5. And then there's the wallet.
I haven't seen a wallet photo in probably 20 years.
Who needs a wallet anymore?
Yeah, what are you going to do with it?
You just keep it on your phone as your screensaver. Do they offer them electronically?
And then they back it up and they give you the digital file. So the purchase, it's still not super cheap, I don't think.
That's wild though, because if they're giving you the electronic image, so do they make it so that you can't reproduce it? Because you would think that you wouldn't have to buy the package. You just buy the electronic image and then you print them out on your own.
I think that's one of the options.
Is that what it is?
I think there's one option where you can just buy
sounds like a cruise ship deal.
Yeah, you can buy just the digital file and then it goes up from there, So
how much was the package? Do you remember?
Man, I was trying to think about that.
I think back in the day it was, you got to remember back in the day, man, $50, $80 was an ass load of money. A pair of tennis shoes back in the day was like $19.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you talk about those photographs, those packages would come in. It'd be like when you get the class ring information.
Right.
And your mom and dad started looking at the class ring information. And even at $150, it seemed like, oh, you mean, but so let's just buy you an airplane then. Like, it looked at the same way.
Yeah. Did you do the class ring?
Yeah, man. I'd give it away to some chick.
I did the class ring.
Somebody in Orlando has my class ring.
Dude, I got my class ring, and I was the first, real serious, I guess, piece of jewelry that I had.
Oh, yeah. 10-karat gold, baby.
Yeah, it lasted a summer until my freshman year.
You gave it to a girl.
No.
That was a big thing, right? Was that a big thing in PR? Where you were?
No, I was here.
If you were dating somebody, did you give them your class ring?
I didn't have a chance to give it to anybody. My apartment got broken into. Some crackhead stole it.
That's hard to move. Okay, so I need a size 40 ring with the guy Angel.
Yeah.
I need to find that with the birthstone that's green or whatever.
No, it was a Gemini Amethyst, I think. Some crackhead broke into the apartment complex and stole it, and I never had the heart to tell my parents because that was like one of my senior graduation gifts.
Unreal.
Yeah.
I had mine for about, I think, an hour before the girl I was dating at the time wanted it. Remember, they used to wrap yarn around the inside of it because her finger was so small compared to my fingers that they would take and wrap yarn. All the girls that had their boyfriend's class rings, they would go in there and wrap yarn on the inside of it so it would fit, and they would wear it around. I remember that specifically.
My lady right now, the lady I'm with right now, she could probably wear it as a bracelet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a tiny little thing, huh? Yeah, wow. Unreal. Yeah, man, I love those days. But, the school picture days were always kind of fun just simply because, You get out of class. That's all that anybody cared about. You get out of class. You go down. You wait in line.
Everyone's dressed, best.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Just an opportunity to get out of class. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Suds, Pups, and Pints coming up here pretty soon, guys. Actually, not this weekend, but next weekend. And it is going to be an absolute, going to be a blast, man. So much fun. Time for you to come out. It's a free event. Tons of stuff going on. Dog washing event for charity. Brought to you by Clausman Law. Guinness is going to be there. You're able to walk around them outdoor. I know we're going to be out there this weekend with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to be out. Are you going out this weekend?
I'm going to be out there. I'll be out there for a few hours to watch. No, not this event.
Just watching the wrestling?
Just going to watch the wrestling and everything. But I got to DJ Y'all's event last year.
It was great.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, and it is a blast, and we have so much fun, so we can't wait for anybody to come out. And then this weekend is the barbecue bourbon event coming up, which is I'm super excited about because it is going to be a blast. Tons of stuff to do, and really excited about that as well.
Yeah, Pitmasters and Pours, where it's the ultimate beer, bourbon, and bacon and barbecue collide. If you want to get more information and get tickets, it's pitmastersandpours.com. Tickets in advance are $12. If you get it at the gate, it's $15. One of your favorite bands is going to be featured.
Yeah, the Shaylin Band.
Yeah, so they're going to be featured at Elizabeth Evans Park.
Dude, I went off on those guys. That was a total accident that I found these guys. Have you heard of them or seen them?
No, I only know what you've told me.
Bro, listen, man. It is a different experience when you see a live band that cares that much about their performances, and then they care that much about how it sounds. Happened to pick up on these guys walking to Sanford one night when I was living in an Airbnb, walking downtown. Heard them playing on a Thursday night, and I was like, "There's no way, there's no way that's a live band. It's too good from this far away." We walked up. There was probably 25 people in the bar, and then we just sat there for the next hour and a half, blown away. So if you get a chance to go to Pitmaster and Pours this weekend, go out and see everything going on. Stick around for the Shaylin Band, a really, really good outfit with a lot, and they have a lot of fun. Tons of great songs. It's
I'm
blast.
excited to see them.
Yeah, you should be. It's awesome. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Ben and Jerry's forming an ice cream flavor for Kamala Harris. By the way, did you watch the debate?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Somebody got dog walked.
I think even Trump's people are having a hard time holding their tongue on this one. It's the irony of the other debate going so poorly, and then this one going really poorly. And apparently he did a little prep for this one.
Yeah,
just wasn't prepared.
Word is that he studied for this.
Yeah. And the funny part was for me is this, because that guy runs his mouth so much, and I am a Republican, but I am not a fan of Donald Trump. Right. I think he's the worst candidate we could have put out to even have a shot at winning the presidency. I think it's bad.
Right.
I think it's a bad look for our group of people.
He's gotten away from what your party's core values are.
Well, the whole party has.
Yeah.
But really, to be honest with you, the MAGA aspect of the party is way far away. I'm a Reagan, McCain Republican kind of guy, so I'm an establishment Republican, and there's no vacancy for people like me in the new Republican Party.
Right.
So who knows what's going to happen after the fact? I think he's going to get beat soundly in November. And one of the reasons why is because what happened at this debate the other night. But with that said, Ben and Jerry's created a new Kamala Harris flavor to obviously just celebrate her running. What do you think? For one thing, what do you think it's called?
Oh man, I'm not good at any of these things.
I got to tell you, this is kind of odd. Now, if you were making an ice cream that represented kind of the United States, they do have an aspect of this ice cream that represents the United States, but I don't know, and I don't know what flavor would though. So her ice cream is going to be called Kamala's Coconut Jubilee.
Well, that's not bad. I was going to go Kamala Caramel.
So it's coconut flavored ice cream layered with caramel and topped with red, white, and blue star sprinkles.
Nice.
So when you open it up, you can see the red, white, and blue. You start digging in there. It's caramel and coconut. It's just coconut seemed weird. Like is coconut a real American kind of flavor thing? It's more of an island thing.
Yeah,
isn't
maybe
it?
that's a nod to her heritage. Maybe because that is. You're right. That's more of the islands kind of thing.
Yeah. She's gonna. But I will tell you, have you ever been to what's the local ice cream place that gets so much attention? Kelly's.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Kelly's?
I've not been to Kelly's. I know where it's at.
So, yeah, Kelly's is great. There's a bunch of them around town now,
Yeah.
but they have it. And Scott Maxwell got me onto this. They have a toasted coconut ice cream.
Really?
And it is superb.
Coconut's one of those flavors, though, dude, that if you're like doing the one that's engineered flavor, it can get funky or wonky real quick on you.
This one is not, bro.
Okay.
This toasted coconut is no joke. You have to, Maxwell and I both have talked about it. Like, you have to be careful of how much you buy.
Right.
Because once you start eating it, you can't stop eating it. It's like one of those things that just has one of those flavors that you want to repeat over and over. Next thing you know, you've had a pint of ice cream.
Dude, I almost crushed a pint of ice cream last night messing around.
What's your fave?
Well, it's one of my favorites. I liked it, but I had mentioned before, and my lady got it, and it's the chocolate mint.
Oh, you like that?
But it's the Ben and Jerry's chocolate chip mint thing that they do. And so I was like watching Suits, and before I realized it, I'm halfway through, and I'm like, I need to put this down.
Yeah. Look, I'm that way with Haagen-Dazs chocolate, just simple Haagen-Dazs chocolate, because I just think they make really good ice cream.
Yeah.
When you look at the ingredients, that's really what tells you the story, right? When you look at some of the other ingredients, like, let me give you an example. If you buy any ice cream and you look at it, and there are more than 5 things on the ingredients label, and if you see an X in any of those words, just throw it and throw it away, buddy. It's no good.
Good ice cream is like 4 or 5 ingredients. You're right.
It's cream, sugar, and whatever the flavor is, eggs, a little bit of egg in there, and that is it. It shouldn't be a whole lot more than that.
That's all you need.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. So there's a ton of the people already kind of clamoring for the ice cream. And are
they doing a donation or a portion of the sales go to her campaign? Do you know?
It's a thing called Move On, which is a progressive public policy advocacy group. They're partnering up to create this so they can take the ice cream. They're going to do on a tour where they go from city to city and kind of give it away as a promotion thing or as a campaign thing.
Yeah.
Going to kick off Monday in Philadelphia, and it's going to make 20 stops in the U.S., Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, all the states that matter. They won't be in Florida, dog. That's got bad news for you. They're not going to be in Florida.
I have to smuggle it in.
Yeah, but she's going to make a trip around, and she's going to give out this ice cream, and there you go. Right now it's about a dead heat, according to the polls.
Yeah.
She got a bump for the debate, but it looks like it's almost a coin flip as we speak.
Yeah.
And so she's about there. And I guess she's about to start doing a little bit more media, because one of the things that she did get, one of the things I don't agree with as well, is she, the one of the things with Trump is you can't stop him. You can't stop this guy from getting in front of a camera. He'll talk as much as he wants. She hasn't really answered a lot of questions, but that's coming soon. And we'll see how she holds up there as well. I don't think they'll do another debate. Because I don't think, he wasn't prepared for this one. And, we would have people call us in saying, well, you don't want to debate Trump. You don't want to debate Trump. And, again, we've kind of seen the act. So everybody kind of understood what was going to happen, and she was prepared for it. She's a prosecutor. She was an attorney general. She's a smart woman. And when you call somebody dumb and a dunderhead over and over and over, and then you get spanked by that dumb person, it doesn't really say much about your intellect, which is exactly what happened.
And he felt like it seemed like he fell for all the classic traps. Yeah. And that's not something that you can, my thought process is that's not something that you can learn to correct in just a matter of weeks to get back in the boxing ring with them.
Yeah, no, because, this has been going on since the Clinton days, since 2016, this whole attack thing, and it's worked for him. And matter of fact, I think somebody said to him, hey, man, maybe you need to lighten up on that. Matter of fact, I believe it was Nikki Haley who said it to him, and he was like, with all due respect, that got me here, so we're just going to keep rolling with this.
Double down on it. Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back with the Froggers football forecast right after this.
And now it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio. It is.
Monsters in the morning.
Try it with Angel. Try it with Angel.
What?
You know what?
So uncomfortable.
I want to let you know. I appreciate a lot of things that you do. I love you, man.
Yeah, you're the man, dude. That's all you got. I got goosebumps. I hate it.
The Monsters in the morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, Central Florida. This is Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Thursday evening forecast. We're going to be seeing the rain from the outer bands of Francine start to quiet down and push out as we head through the rest of the overnight tonight. Partly cloudy skies late with temperatures throughout the mid-70s. And then as we do take a look at our Friday, we are going to be seeing afternoon scattered showers and thunderstorms as the last of that tropical moisture pushes through Central Florida. And you're going to notice those rain chances becoming a lot less as we head through the back half of the weekend.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This summer, get a brand new grill at a great price from our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. Up to $300 off a brand new Traeger grill. Get that wood-fired flavor when you cook for the family. Maybe you like propane grills. I love them. How about $150 off a grill from Napoleon? That's a professional grill, and that's a grill that gets hot on every square inch of the top. No dead spots. It is amazing. But Tools Ace also carries grills and pizza ovens from Big Green Egg, Weber, Rectech, Gosney, and Uni. And look, man, when you buy a grill from Tools Ace, you get free assembly and free local delivery on grill purchases $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace Hardware, 13 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can just shop online. Do that at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
My wife was like, I want to go to Hawaii and I want to bring the kids. And I was like, whose kids?
Jim Gaffigan, Barely Alive Tour.
I spent the entire time applying and reapplying sunscreen, which thankfully makes my skin whiter.
Jim Gaffigan, a night of all new material. January 2nd at Kia Center. Tickets on sale Friday at Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Outback Presents.
Everyone knows the English perfected the cocktail, but the Bartesian elevated it. Bartesian delivers bar-quality cocktails at the touch of a button. Just pop in a cocktail capsule, add your favorite spirits, and voila, a tipple fit for the King of England himself. Pip pip tally-ho and bottoms up to Bartesian. Cheers! Premium cocktails on demand. For a limited time, save $50 on the Bartesian cocktail maker. Only at bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.
Hey everybody, this is Josh and Chuck from the Stuff You Should Know podcast. And if you've ever wanted to know about champagne, Satanism, the Stonewall Uprising...
Oh, how about chaos theory, El Nino, LSD, little true crime sprinkled in? Or maybe something historical like Rosa Parks?
Yeah, if you want any of that or anything else you can think of, then look no further. We have you covered.
That's right. Listen to the Stuff You Should Know podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff You Should Know and start listening.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like One Hit Wonders Radio. The greatest one-hit wonders of all time. Ones you definitely remember. I smell sex and ones that'll make you say, oh yeah. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search One Hit Wonders, and listen now, commercial-free. Free never sounded so good.
Is it a cold, allergies, or could it be a sinus issue? Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help you find out. A recent study has shown that 45% of patients who suffer from allergies also suffer from chronic sinus issues that are often left untreated. So ditch those nasal sprays and over-the-counter meds for good and find a solution that actually works. The specialists at Aspire Allergy and Sinus make it easy by identifying the problem and creating a custom plan to tackle it. Go to aspireallergy.com to schedule your appointment. That's aspireallergy.com.
Dr. Ryan Green, sharing a weight loss discovery.
You've heard of those weight loss injections that produce shocking results, right? If your goal is to lose weight, a group of doctors created a remarkable weight loss supplement called Lean, and it's very encouraging. The studied ingredients in Lean have been shown to help maintain healthy glucose levels, help burn fat by converting fat into energy, and reduce appetite so you eat less. Lean could be the weight loss answer you've been searching for.
Visit takelean.com, promo code radio. That's takelean.com, promo code radio.
This earful of real radio is sponsored by Frogger's Grill and Bar. We've got your sport fix covered.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
It's time for the Froggers Football Forecast on the Jim Colbert Show.
First things first, big thanks to our friends over at Froggers for the wonderful food again today. So amazing. Unreal, guys. Grilled wings today were superb. I think we had like a calzone in there as well from the oven, which was delicious. We had a Cuban sandwich in there. We did a chicken Philly in there today.
I got a question to ask you about that Cuban.
Yeah. Just so good. And, of course, they want you to go out and enjoy all the football like tonight's game. The Bills and the Dolphins tonight. What a game. So find one of your Froggers. Great deals all the way around, all weekend long. All the games are there. 4 locations here in Central Florida. Froggers. We love these guys. You will as well. All right, let's get over some of these. Now, obviously, it's just me today. So the Froggers football forecast basically is, we'll do a couple picks on the air, but we go through all the games. And then Tuesday, we come back for the Froggers football follow-up. And then we take 3 callers. And then whoever picks which member of the show had more wins, that person wins a $25 gift card to Froggers.
Nice.
Now, I'll run a couple of these games. You tell me who you think. We always go with the Florida team. So Miami's playing the Buffalo Bills, and they're in Miami tonight.
Yeah, Dolphins are favored.
The Dolphins are a little bit favored, which is really scary, to be honest with you, that the Buffalo Bills are not favored against the Miami Dolphins, even at home.
Played good last week.
Played pretty good.
Yeah.
Played pretty well. So I actually have the Dolphins tonight. I think they're going to do okay. So I have the Dolphins to win tonight. I don't know what Jack and I don't know what Deb have. So we can go over that. Let's see. Tampa plays the Lions in Detroit. Unfortunately, I love my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I do believe the Lions will probably prevail in that game. They look really good. The team's good on both sides of the ball. I think Tampa's a good football team. I think it's going to be a good game. I just think maybe down the line they just have the advantage on defense. You don't believe so?
No.
You think Tampa's going to take it?
Win that. What's your guys' quarterback again? Dang, I just forgot his name.
Baker.
Baker Mayfield. I've become, it's hard for me to root for other players or whatever, but I can honestly say that I'll look at Baker Mayfield and I like that he's doing good.
I do too.
Because of the way that they were trying to run him out of the league when he played injured, trying to do his best for Cleveland, and he played injured, and I'm glad that Cleveland is stuck with the crap quarterback that they are with right now.
Boy, they got what they deserve.
Exactly.
That guy's the worst.
And I'm glad
Another allegation now.
Yeah, I'm glad that Baker he's resilient enough to be able to, get some legs on his career.
Well, I just think maybe Detroit's going to be a little too much for them. They're a damn good football team. I think that maybe, and again, I know Goff is a good quarterback, but I'm with you, man. I think Baker had a really good game, and they ran the ball, something Tampa hasn't done in the last 2 seasons. Matter of fact, I believe they've been almost dead last in rushing for the last 2 seasons. So they're running the ball a little bit more. Hopefully that will work out. The Jags versus the Browns. The Browns are awful. They're only going to get worse. There's a possibility that they'll be able to get out of Deshaun Jackson's contract because I think
$92 million, dude.
Yeah, it's guaranteed too. But I think he has a what's one of those clauses? Yeah. What's it called? It's like a behavior clause, but there's another word they use for it. It's like an ethics clause. Yeah. So you have to be I don't believe you can get arrested for any stupid stuff or anything like that. So we'll see if they can shed that. I have the Jags for sure at Jacksonville, by the way. What other games are pretty good this week? Let's go with, I don't think the Chiefs and Bengals. I think the Chiefs are going to take it home there. Your Steelers are playing the Broncos in Denver.
Yeah, we're going to win.
That could be a good ball game too, man. Denver looked pretty good last week, even though they lost.
Yeah, we're going to win that.
You're so confident.
Oh, 100%.
Up there in the Mile High Stadium, in the thin air?
When it comes to this, again, it's irrational fandom.
Yeah.
And, we're winning all of them.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. The Texans versus the Bears is going to be a cool game. You have 2 really hot young quarterbacks there.
Bears weren't supposed to win that game, and they came back and won that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They were not supposed to win that game, and they came back and won. But the Texans look real good. C.J. Stroud.
I like that kid.
Going to be a lot of fun to watch that ball game again. 2 what could be 2 of the quarterbacks of the future playing that day. So people are super excited about that game. And let's do one more. Let's do see where the next best game is here.
What do you think about that Saints-Cowboys game?
See, I will tell you, that was the one I was going to choose. I'll tell you why. Nobody thought the Saints were going to be anything. People are like, talking to Travis. Yeah. Travis is like, hey, pump the brakes here. They didn't play anybody worth a damn. They played Carolina, I think.
Yeah.
In Dallas, they look pretty good. But, I do have Dallas, but I don't know that the Saints are not going to be a bit of a fit for that team to win.
I think they're going to give them everything and more that they can handle.
Yeah.
So that's one that I'm kind of watching to see side-eyed and see what goes down over there.
Do you watch a lot of football, or do you just catch the games you want to watch? Do you just watch Steelers, or do you watch as many games as you can?
I'll watch the Steelers game. I expect Green Bay to bounce back from that game in Brazil. And then
Is Love playing, by the way?
Yeah,
he is.
But it's going to be watched. It's going to be a lot of quick passes and dumps that. So as of right now, he's supposed to play, and then throughout the day, I'll check in and check all the kinds of games that are going on all day long.
Well, I'm telling you, man, I can't wait. I'll watch football tonight. I couldn't wait. My wife is hating this part of the year. She hates it more than anything. But this is one of those things where you have to do favors. Like she
so you did it everything during the week, right?
Dude, she hates it for one reason, and then she loves it for the next. This is what I'll get on about you. What are you doing this weekend? I'm like, baby, it's football season. You know what I'm doing Sunday at least, right? She goes, well, what time do the Bucks play? I'm like, well, they're going to play at 1 this week, baby. I mean, what's going on? She goes, you playing golf? I'm like, no, I'm not playing golf. What do you need? It's all these questions. It's like a kid.
She wants to make sure she gets her block of time.
Right. It's like a kid when you're trying to find out if your friend can spend the night. Like, hey, Mom, what's going on? Hey, can Johnny stay over there? Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
She's making sure there's no excuses. All the qualifiers come in.
I'm knocking these chores out. I'm knocking these chores out like anything, buddy. What do you need, baby? Sure, what do you need? But now I have my son to pile up with me. Oh, God.
You don't watch any college football?
No, I hate college football.
Do you really?
Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan. When Bobby Bowden
left FSU,
yeah, that was my team. And when he dipped, I was like, it doesn't have the same vibe anymore.
I got you.
And then I just don't really. I guess probably because I didn't go to college at one of those schools. I don't have a dog in that hunt.
Understood.
I pull for UCF and Florida State occasionally, but really just UCF.
Yeah.
I want them to win and get on the map nationally, and that's about it. That's all I do.
Understood.
All right, 407-916-1041. That is the Froggers football forecast. Like I said, Tuesday of next week, we'll do the Froggers football follow-up, and that's where you guys can call in and guess who chose the most correct games between myself, Jack, and Deb. Then we'll award that person with a $25 gift card to our friends over at Froggers. 4 locations right here in Central Florida, FroggersBarGrill.com if you want to check out their menu and anything else going on. Back in a sec with Date Night Done Right and our friend Danny Myring.
This has been the Froggers Football Forecast. Find the Froggers near you at Froggers.com. The Tampa Bay Bucks are in Detroit to face the Lions this Sunday. Presented by Renewal by Anderson, official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Delays reported on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area for those traveling east and westbound on the interstate by the major attractions exits and through downtown. Still seeing southbound delays on the turnpike due to a crash blocking the shoulder just before OBT and the beach line. If you see other traffic problems today, make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Guys, it's time to get ready for the 4th annual Taste of Space Fall Bites from September 30th until November 3rd, right there at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, serving up an array of spectacular food and sweet treats that will send your taste buds out of this world. Everything from harvest bowls to cranberry brie moon puffs. How about that? Not to mention the Cheers, the Taste of Space Martini Shake-Off is back as well. That's October 4th. Special ticketed after-hours event. Local bars and restaurants will craft their own version of the Martini, and you'll have the chance to sample them while mingling with astronauts. How cool is that? By the way, I've been to 2 of these events. They are awesome. They do a great job. Anything that goes on over at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex is incredible. They started this event a few years back, and it has taken off. No pun intended. Simply amazing. Grab your tickets to learn more today at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
Hey, Dr. Lori Santos here. I'm using my voice to support iHeart's mental health and addiction recovery campaign in partnership with Mobilize Recovery. We've all been touched by addiction or mental health challenges, and these often overlap. Nearly 9 million people have a co-occurring disorder, and almost 60% receive no treatment at all. Together, we can fight stigma by normalizing the conversation and even saving lives. If more people feel comfortable asking for help, recovery is possible. Learn more and lend your support at iHeartRecoveryMonth.com.
The Central Florida International Auto Show is back. November 14th through 17th, the Orange County Convention Center will be filled with hundreds of new vehicles. Get your tickets now and save $2 per ticket at OrlandoAutoShow.com.
I never thought much about final expenses until my dad passed away last year. The costs were overwhelming, and it was a tough time for our family. That's when I decided to take control of my own final expense planning. But with my busy schedule, I needed something simple and quick. Then I found the Smart Bunny Insurance app. In just minutes, I secured a final expense insurance policy that fits my needs and budget. No lengthy paperwork, no hassle, just peace of mind right at my fingertips. I'm relieved knowing my loved ones won't have to worry about the financial burden. If you're looking for an easy way to protect your family's future, I highly recommend the Smart Bunny Insurance app. It's fast, convenient, and the best part is you can get coverage up to $25,000 with policies starting as low as $14 per month. Download the Smart Bunny Insurance app today and take the first step towards your peace of mind.
Insurance sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services, Inc. Underwritten by various insurers. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, the insurance company may make you a quick offer to go away. They may also be offering you pennies on the dollar. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Did you know that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief for nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea? Of course you do, because everyone knows the Pepto song. But did you know that Pepto also comes in convenient and delightful solid forms?
Pepto has very fast melt cherry chewables, liquid caps that make relief easy.
Pepto makes relief on the go easy. So when you overdo it, undo it with Pepto. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Today's Central Florida job market is more competitive than ever, but don't be discouraged. Attend the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair Wednesday, September 18th, noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, and connect with over 70 recruiters right here in Central Florida, some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career is right in front of you. Join us for the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair Wednesday, September 18th, noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, located at 777 East Princeton Street in Orlando. Get more info at floridajobsnow.com.
Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than Frogger's Grill and Bar. Frogger's has your sports fix covered with Saturday college football, pro football on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays too. Catch all the action on tons of high-definition TVs while enjoying drink specials available all week long. Don't miss out on Frogger's amazing menu where everything is fresh, never frozen. Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, and Altamont Springs. Frogger's, hopping with good food and fun. Go to Froggers.com to find the one near you.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Want more from the Jim Colbert Show? Online at jimcolbertlive.com.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Angel's right over there. Let's do Day Night Run Right.
Whether you're dating and in love or married and in a fight, keep your romance shining bright. This is Date Night Done Right.
Good laugh, our friend Danny Myring, Date Night Guy. Date Night Done Right. Danny, how are you doing today? Good to see you. Oh, trying to get a couple of technical things worked out here. No problem. 1 second. How's it going today?
It's pretty good. It's interesting. I'm broadcasting to you all live from the Brightline train right now.
From the Brightline train.
Yeah.
Headed down for
we
a
just pulled into
cruise?
the West Palm Beach station, so it's been interesting to see what this is like. My coworker Megan is right here next to me, so we're traveling on a work trip this time around.
Very nice, man. That's awesome. So, is the experience been pretty cool? Has the experience been pretty cool?
Yeah, it's been pretty cool to see. We've been seeing some ocean and river as we go down. Some scenic places and some not so scenic things from the tracks, you know. Each time you look out the window, you never know what you're going to get. It's a roll of the dice.
Is it fast?
Yeah. It goes up to 100 miles per hour.
Damn.
That yet, but Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, very
Well,
nice.
very
We got-
nice.
We have a little echo going, so let me turn it over to you. What do you have for us?
Let's see. So it kicks off Oktoberfest events at a couple places around town, including Mystical Brewing there in Baldwin Park happening on Saturday. It's the October Bash.
All right.
Oktoberfest Bash from 4 to 7 p.m. They're going to have a polka band. Can't have Oktoberfest without a polka band. And beer games, brats, and all kinds of giveaways and stuff. So that's going to definitely be a good time if you're on that side of town. Also on Saturday is the Winter Park Toberfest. And this is happening at Mead Botanical Garden. This is the first time they are doing this. So this is going to be real interesting to have an Oktoberfest in Mead Gardens. They're going to have a tapping of the keg by the Winter Park Fair.
Damn.
So she's getting in that action. Yeah. And the first 200 guests through the gate get a free commemorative first annual gift. So it doesn't disclose what that is. Who knows? Maybe it's something special or could be a keychain.
All right.
Good luck.
Have to wait and check it out.
And tickets. Yeah. And tickets for that are $20, and that does come with one beverage of your choice.
Very nice.
Yeah. Another happening on Saturday is the 4th annual Taste of Fall celebration.
All right.
That's at the Driftwood Market in Winter Garden on Plant Street. So they do a lot of these type of markets and things around different times of the year. So this one is themed around the fall. They're going to have food samples and different drinks for you to try, fall merchandise, and it's a free thing to go experience, and it's very kid friendly.
Very
so
nice.
Saturday. Yeah. So that one's Saturday 11 to 4 if you're on that side of town. And then the Moon Over Avalon Mid-Autumn Festival is happening on Saturday from 5 to 9 p.m. So this is, I don't know if you all are familiar with like a moon festival, but it's something that a lot of different Asian cultures around the world celebrate. And so we're going to have our own version of that in Avalon Park. And this is another family-friendly one, and it's really cool because they're going to do your own lanterns.
Yeah.
And kids art and crafts section, food trucks, a night market, and live performances. So that's, of course, a free budget-friendly date idea. And
Very
family
nice.
idea.
That's all the first time of the year that Deb takes her broom out for a spin, which is nice.
It's when all of us witchy folks
Yeah.
get warmed up. I like to say part-time hippie. All right, so happening on Sunday over at Rock Pit Brewing, one of our favorites, is doing bunnies, hops, and brews.
Okay.
So you'll be able to drink beer and cuddle with bunnies, because that's one heck of a combo.
All right.
So you can even adopt the bunnies if you want to, and it's kind of a rescue place. So they're also doing fundraising for their animal rescue efforts. It's a $10 ticket to get in, but that does give you a free beer from Rock Pit Brewing.
Very
and
nice.
Again, that's happening on Sunday, 12 to 4. And also this Sunday officially kicks off Hispanic Heritage Month. And there's a couple different events around that. So there's the 4th annual celebration of Latin American arts and culture happening at the Orange County Regional History Center on Saturday from 10 to 3. And then on Sunday at the Drive Shack in Lake Nona is the Lake Nona Hispanic Heritage Festival. So this one's Saturday from 3 to 8, and it's at the Drive Shack in Lake Nona. But their description says that this event will immerse you in Hispanic heritage and
At the golf course?
Right.
At the driving range. All right, very good.
So do with that what you will. Yes. If you want VIP seating, reserved seating for that event, it is $35. Otherwise, it's just a $5 general admission fee. The VIP seating does include one food item of your choice and one drink. And then this one's really fun. This is happening on this coming Monday at Cavas Tacos and Tequila, which is at Point Orlando. So it's Mexican Independence Day on Monday, which is not Cinco de Mayo,
Right.
like a lot of people think. And Mexican Independence Day coincides with National Guacamole Day.
Really? Did not know that.
So happening on Monday at Cavas, Tacos and Tequila, you'll get free chips and guac if you go there during the lunchtime, which is 11:30 to 3. And they will also have $36 taco boards, which is like this long multi-foot board full of tacos. I think you get like 10 or 12 tacos on that board. They're going to have half off high-end tequilas.
Damn.
And then the highlight for me is from 6:30 to 8 p.m. The party llamas are going to be on the scene.
Okay, explain party llama. Are these actual llamas like walking around with like a drink strapped to them or something?
Yeah, it's not quite like a Tijuana, but they are going to be dressed up. They are llamas walking around for photo ops. So go for it.
I've got enough room for a party llama at my house. I'm going to have to investigate a little bit in the old party llama scene.
You'll have to go and scope it out. So you can make some connections there. They will also have a mariachi band and dancers from 7 to 9. So unfortunately, the party llamas and the live band and mariachis only have 1 hour of overlap. But so it sounds like 7 o'clock is the time to get there for all the action to be happening at once.
Yeah, that's almost too much, though. The mariachi band and the llamas at one time, you only can really
party overload.
An hour of that is about all you can take anyway. So I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to save people from themselves.
I don't know, National Guacamole Day, Mexican Independence Day. Let's just
let
throw it all together.
All right, very good.
So lastly, last week I talked about hopefully going to Hollow Scream at SeaWorld, and I was going to try out the No Boo necklace, which is a necklace you could wear to try to tell the scare actors that you're a wuss,
right?
Like me, so you can still have fun but not have a heart attack. Unfortunately, our babysitter canceled, so I did not get to go and try it out. But 2 of our contributors went, and they sent me some pictures. And I do have to say, Hollow Scream at SeaWorld does look like a really cool time.
Yeah, I've heard it's really, really good. And I told somebody this weekend about that Boo necklace, that No Boo necklace thing. And they were tripping out. They were like, they couldn't believe what a good idea that was, because actually one of our close friends does not like that. They love going to the events. They just don't like people coming out of the bushes with chainsaws on them,
Right. Yeah. I've always questioned the folks that do find that fun, but I know that I am outnumbered. So rock on, to each their own.
Right.
And they do have interactive bars again this year. So a couple of the bars they have set up where there's performers. They have one that's like kind of a comedy bar there at Hollow Scream. They have like you're enjoying your libations while they're making jokes, and you're being scared. It is one heck of a mashup, I suppose.
Well, kick ass.
So.
Well, good job, man. I appreciate that. And look, man, it's pretty cool that you're on the Bright Line doing this. Has your experience on the Bright Line been nice so far?
Yeah, everybody's been nice. We're seated at a table right now. My husband and son are across from me, and so there's plenty of space. It's been nice and smooth. Everything's been running on time. So yeah, I recommend it. It's been cool.
I was curious, did you kick down for the car that has like the fancy drinks and the fancy snacks and everything?
I'll make that kind of money, man. Come on.
How much is it? Like, how much is a ticket if you get all the fancy stuff?
I don't know. I haven't had a chance to do it, but I don't know what the price.
It's not too bad, but it's not. We just to me the coach experience has been good enough. You can reserve your seats, and the ones with the table are nice because you get a little extra room, and even if you don't have the table, you've got the trays that come down the seat in front of you, and they're much larger than the trays you see on an airplane.
This sounds like a woman who brought her own snacks. Is what that sounds
like.
That's exactly what that sounds like. You're a snack sneaker. I can feel it. Look at your snack sneaker.
Raising a kid ain't cheap these days. Come on.
So let me ask you, when you stop for the stops, let people on and off, how long usually are you stopped?
Let's see. At the start of my segment, we had just pulled in and people were getting on and off. And 3 minutes into the segment just now, we were rolling.
Oh, wow. So
that's not bad.
Anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes to stop. That's nothing.
Yeah.
Well,
You're
very
like,
good,
"Get your
man.
butt on here and we're rolling."
Yeah, we got to go. All right, Danny. Thanks again. We appreciate it. Good and loud for Danny Myring. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Danny.
Thank you, Danny.
All right. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. If you missed any of that, and it's easy to, we didn't know that was going to work out for us then, but that's fine.
Sorry about that, dude.
No, it's got nothing to do with you. It's just when you take a chance, she wanted to do it from Brightline.
Yeah.
I thought it would be cool to ask her some questions about Brightline.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of, she's using.
The earpiece. But there was that first part of it. That was
but it doesn't matter. But
don't yell at me, Jimmy.
Stop.
Don't be mad at me, Jimmy.
But the whole thing is like, I want to do that so bad. My wife and I want to go down and take it for a trip. Now, actually, we're going to Miami here pretty soon. But we do not have plans to use the Brightline to get down there.
I came really close to contemplating it for when the Panthers won the Stanley Cup.
Yes.
And there's the elbow room, that bar. I wanted to go there for the Stanley Cup celebration.
Man.
That's the only time I've really I thought about it for a quick second.
I think that Deb and her mom are taking the Tay train. Because they're doing like a Taylor Swift
for the show down in Miami.
For the show down in Miami. They were going to do. They were supposed to be like a whole thing like going on, and they were going to name it the Tay Train, and people who are going to go, going to go to that show were going to take that over.
Could you imagine taking a train down like for the Ultra Music Festival?
I don't know what would
just rolling.
What would be more annoying, going there or coming back?
Oh, coming back.
You think coming back would be more annoying?
Because it doesn't matter where you go. The trip coming back home always seems longer.
But you have the experience to hash out. Like you're gonna. But people are gonna be so dead. I think the coming home trip would be easier because people are gonna be just absolutely
crashed
destroyed.
Out. Yeah,
they're gonna have all those emotional highs. They'll need some rest. I won't have to worry about it. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Date Night Done Right is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Mortgage brokers are better. Why? They do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. It'll still be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but they have access to dozens of wholesale banks competing for your business. And government studies prove buyers save $9,400 on average with a mortgage broker. That mortgage guy, Don, will give you a comparison quote today. Just go to thatmortgageguydon.com. It's peace of mind at your fingertips. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Delays reported on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area for those traveling east and westbound on the interstate by the major attractions exits and through downtown. Still seeing southbound delays on the turnpike due to a crash blocking the shoulder just before OBT and the beach line. If you see other traffic problems today, make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Sponsored by the Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home at thenickley.com.
We're less than 2 weeks away from our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Taking over T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st. Stream only on Hulu.
Get tickets while you still can now at AXS.com.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance knows opening a small business is a great achievement. They offer custom insurance solutions to fit your needs. Get a quote and find why over 1 million small business owners trust them at thehartford.com/smallbusiness.
I'm Olivia. When I was injured in a car crash, I knew from listening to this station who I needed to call. I called attorney Glenn Klossman. I knew I had a super lawyer on my side. I was extremely happy with the results. I'm Olivia, and I highly recommend attorney Glenn Klossman, Office Winter Park.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than Frogger's Grill and Bar. We've got your sports fix covered with Saturday college football, NFL football on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays too. Catch all the action on our tons of high-definition TVs while enjoying drink specials available all week long. Don't miss out on Frogger's amazing menu, where everything is fresh, never frozen. Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, and Altamont Springs. Frogger's, hopping with food and fun.
Downtown Orlando's Dr. Phillips Center presents the Second City 65th Anniversary Show. Join us September 27th through the 29th in the Alexis and Jim Pugh Theater for 3 evenings of comedy featuring your favorite songs, sketches, and characters written for their stages over the years. See for yourself why the Second City continues to be one of the world's most influential names in comedy as an all-star ensemble brings their iconic material to life. Get tickets now at drphillipscenter.org. This program made possible through the generous support of Kathy and Bill Hones.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
Hey, Dr. Lori Santos here. I'm using my voice to support iHeart's mental health and addiction recovery campaign in partnership with Mobilize Recovery. We've all been touched by addiction or mental health challenges, and these often overlap. Nearly 9 million people have a co-occurring disorder, and almost 60% receive no treatment at all. Together, we can fight stigma by normalizing the conversation and even saving lives. If more people feel comfortable asking for help, recovery is possible. Learn more and lend your support at iHeartRecoveryMonth.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
It's the Central Florida International Auto Show at the Orange County Convention Center, November 14th through the 17th. Explore new cars, trucks, SUVs, and more. Buy tickets now and save $2 per ticket. Get tickets at OrlandoAutoShow.com.
With over 100 million albums sold, 20 #1 hits, and 10 #1 albums, an evening of icons, an unforgettable night of classic hits. With the Commodores and Pointer Sisters. With special guests, the Spinners. November 14th, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa. Get tickets now at casino.hardrock.com/Tampa or Ticketmaster.com. Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Wake up with football every morning and listen to my new podcast, NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal. 5 days a week, you get all the latest news, the best analysis delivered by the time you get your coffee. This show hits on every single game, every single week, but I can't do it alone, so I'm bringing in all the big guns from NFL media. Subscribe today, and you'll immediately be smarter and funnier than your friends. Listen to NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search NFL Daily to start listening.
Score new Nissans from 18.9. It's a win at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Miss part of the show? The Jim Colbert Show on Demand. Available on the free iHeartRadio app.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. You can join us via a talkback if you'd like. Angel can do that for you.
Actually, I got a couple on deck to play for in the next couple rejoins.
Very nice. Yeah. Just go to the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio once you find it. Use that microphone to send your comment over to Angel. We'll get you on the air, and you two friends can be a radio superstar. It's just that easy. No investment required. Just like being a billionaire spaceman, you just got to make the phone call. That's it. You don't have to go. You don't have to go through the strife of being in this business, which is cool. All right. All right, 407-916-1041. We were talking about the NFL a little bit earlier. It's so funny. I mean, this is a short segment because we have Glenn Klausman coming up in a few minutes for Colbert Court. We also have a former judge joining us, Judge Ken Barlow. Former Judge Ken Barlow is going to join us. He did a lot of prosecuting and negotiating DUIs as a judge, and with Justin Timberlake's case in the news today, I thought we'd talk about that because I've never heard of anybody that can negotiate down a DUI, which is exactly what he did. Because what happened when he got pulled over, this is what, about 2-3 months ago?
Yeah.
He gets pulled over, taken to jail. They smelled alcohol in his breath. He refused to blow a breathalyzer, which in Florida automatically suspends your driver's license for a year, up to 18 months, depending. Right?
Even on your first offense?
I think so. I think if you do not blow on the breathalyzer, I think it's automatically you lose your license for a year, even on the first. I believe.
Gotcha.
I could be wrong. In texting service, you guys can light me up if not. If I'm not correct, but I thought that's what it was. But the one thing I didn't think you could do is I didn't think you could show up with your attorney and go, you know what? We don't necessarily like that charge. We'd much rather plead guilty to this, which is a lesser charge. I've never heard of that at all.
All right, so I've been going to law school recently,
okay, very nice.
Jimmy, and by law school I mean I'm ate up with this series called Suits.
Okay,
and so I got Mike Ross in there. I got my buddy Harvey in there.
Sure, yeah.
And it's all about leverage.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So you have to have something to leverage. So, basically, I'm sure that they found out what the judge's favorite charity is, or they found out that, hey, they got the goods on the judge, and so they went in there and talked to him a little bit and be like, hey, listen, I'm going to plead to this lesser thing.
And then you're going to
this over thing over here.
Yeah.
I'll either make a donation to this, or I'll help you out with this.
How about this?
I'll make an appearance at your kid's school.
I was about to say, here's what's happening. Sir, you are not guilty. What you are guilty of, though, is rocking the gymnasium at Rockfield Middle, which is what you're going to be doing 3 weeks in a row, where we'll be charging $100 a ticket. Trust me, that bro made a deal.
Yeah.
He made a deal. But to be honest with you, I did not even know that was on the table. I'm sure for most people who can't afford or retain attorneys to the tune of 10 or 15 or 20K to handle a DUI situation, Timberlake definitely doesn't want that on his record. Do you like him?
Justin Timberlake?
Yeah. I mean,
as an artist,
right? Yeah,
I genuinely do appreciate the stuff, especially his time with Timberland.
Mm-hmm.
That time and Pharrell, and that what they did with that album and what they did with pop music. That was definitely a vibe,
no question,
and a moment, right?
Yeah, they had about a 6-year run there, but everything they touched just went.
And he was on a heater there, man. Like doing the appearances on SNL, and then
not just doing the appearances, killing it on SNL,
crushing it. Yeah,
literally member level appearances.
Yeah, and then I think it was that Man in the Woods album, and
my wife went to that show and said it was weird.
Yeah, and where there's a part there where sometimes artists want to, I don't know if it's that they don't don't understand the appreciation that the fans are giving them, and they want to become like
something different. Like it's like the Chris Gaines thing with Garth Brooks, right?
Yeah, and so when he went to do that, it seems like he lost some of his shine, some of his gleam.
Yeah, I would agree. My wife actually was a gigantic fan for years. I don't know, dude. He hits me like kind of a pussy. Yeah, the whole thing when he cried when Ashton Kutcher punked him here in town when he was living here, and he called his mommy and started crying, and I was like, oh, come on, buddy, come on, man. But either way, he just kind of hits me a little weird. I've heard a few things there about him locally. I remember when we went over and met the entire crew from NSYNC after they had sold all those albums. We went over to Johnny Wright's place, and Johnny's the greatest. But everybody in the group, including Britney Spears, who was there that day, was cool with everybody because we had our whole show there. Nobody thought they were above the room or anything except for one guy, and it was Timberlake. Over in the corner, not talking to anybody, like playing pinball with his back to the crew, did not want to hang out.
I'm sure even then, though, that kid knew he was the most talented guy in the room.
There's no question, but getting in, he was also 20.
Yeah,
and I think
we're all
Spears
idiots at 20.
Spears was like 18 or 19 at the time, and my girl was throwing them back.
Yeah. One of my favorite tracks that he does is the collab that he does with Jay-Z, Holy Grail. For whatever that one still hits, and the lyrical buildup that he does in that. Obviously, his work with with Stapleton. Some of that stuff is. But somewhere along the way, if anything, I think he saw a cat like Chris Stapleton and was like, "Hey, I think I could do that," and he tried to kind of steer that way. And it didn't land well.
Yeah, it hit oddly, and then I don't know what happened. It just. When you turn 45, you can't be a pop star when you're in your mid-40s anymore. You have to kind of progress into something else, and maybe, I don't know, maybe he'll wind up doing that.
It's tough in the spotlight, man. Then you have the missteps with the lady, and then you have the DUI, and then you have a couple of films that you're in that are starting to kind of land flat,
Like, what was that?
I forget what that movie. He was in a movie.
He was in that one when he was the alpha.
There was something more recently that.
Well, he's not a bad actor, though. I have to tell you, he's not a bad actor. But the thing is, it's weird seeing him play a bad guy because he's such a baby face of a human being. Even in his 40s or whatever he is, he's still kind of a baby face. So it's kind of weird seeing him as a bad guy. But yet he gets cast as bad guys often.
Yeah,
you'd think he'd be like the romantic lead.
Yeah, he did Reptile, which is with Benicio del Toro. In 2023, and his performance in that is kind of.
Yeah. He does great with comedy. I mean, he can pull that off for sure. I don't know. He just hits me a little weird.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text 77031. We'll take a little break. Come back. Colbert Court next. Glenn Klausman in from Klausman Law, and he has a friend with him. It's former Judge Ken Barlow. We are going to talk about DUIs and what you should and shouldn't do if you get pulled over with one. Plus, its impact on your insurance, how many wrecks are involved, all that information up next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Some things I don't like. I don't think they should be doing blackface. I think that's inappropriate, and that could be missed.
That's a bold stance.
That's right. I'm a brave man today.
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hey there, Central Florida. This is Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Thursday evening forecast. As we head through the rest of the evening, we're actually going to be keeping an eye on one of the outer bands from Francine pushing through, and that's going to fire off some scattered showers and thunderstorms through the rest of the evening. Things going to be quieting down as we head into later on tonight with partly cloudy skies late. Lows going to be throughout the low 70s, but with the humidity feeling like the low 80s. And tomorrow, another hot and humid day with afternoon scattered showers and thunderstorms.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Today's Central Florida job market is more competitive than ever, but don't be discouraged. Attend the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair Wednesday, September 18th, noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, and connect with over 70 recruiters right here in Central Florida, some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career is right in front of you. Join us for the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair Wednesday, September 18th, noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, located at 777 East Princeton Street in Orlando. Get more info at floridajobsnow.com.
I never thought much about final expenses until my dad passed away last year. The costs were overwhelming, and it was a tough time for our family. That's when I decided to take control of my own final expense planning. But with my busy schedule, I needed something simple and quick. Then I found the Smart Bunny Insurance app. In just minutes, I secured a final expense insurance policy that fits my needs and budget. No lengthy paperwork, no hassle. Just peace of mind right at my fingertips. I'm relieved knowing my loved ones won't have to worry about the financial burden. If you're looking for an easy way to protect your family's future, I highly recommend the Smart Bunny Insurance app. It's fast, convenient, and the best part is you can get coverage up to $25,000 with policies starting as low as $14 per month. Download the Smart Bunny Insurance app today and take the first step towards your peace of mind.
Insurance sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services, Inc. Underwritten by various insurers. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
In this week's Marketers Report, we learn about the value of local influencers in uncertain times. From Allison Griffin, Head of Marketing at State Farm.
The economy is tough for everyone, and taking a step back and understanding the pain that your customers are currently going through because of a tough environment is really important. We have 19,000 agents across the country, and they understand what's going on in those very unique communities. iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, connected, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like One Hit Wonders.
This is the story of a girl. I'm not sick, but I'm not well.
Just search One Hit Wonders and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Dr. Ryan Green, sharing a weight loss discovery.
You've heard of those weight loss injections that produce shocking results, right? If your goal is to lose weight, a group of doctors created a remarkable weight loss supplement called Lean, and it's very encouraging. The studied ingredients in Lean have been shown to help maintain healthy glucose levels, help burn fat by converting fat into energy, and reduce appetite so you eat less. Lean could be the weight loss answer you've been searching for.
Visit TakeLean.com, promo code radio. That's TakeLean.com, promo code radio.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
And welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's time to gather the family, including the dog, and join the Jim Colbert Show for the second annual Suds, Pups, and Pints, a celebrity dog wash brought to you by Clausman Law. Join us at Sunset Park Saturday, September 21st in Mount Dora. Yeah, this event may be for dogs, but we have something for everyone with plenty of family fun and live entertainment. A silent auction and a not-so-silent auction may determine which member of the Jim Colbert Show gets to wash your dog. Plus, Pawfection Dog Training will be there to answer our dog-related questions. This unique and free family-friendly event is from 3 to 6 p.m. on Saturday, September 21st. Get more info at realradio.fm/dogwash and see you at Sunset Park in Mount Dora.
Downtown Orlando's Dr. Phillips Center presents the Second City 65th Anniversary Show. Join us September 27th through the 29th in the Alexis and Jim Pugh Theater for 3 evenings of comedy featuring your favorite songs, sketches, and characters written for their stages over the years. See for yourself why the Second City continues to be one of the world's most influential names in comedy as an all-star ensemble brings their iconic material to life. Get tickets now at drphillipscenter.org. This program made possible through the generous support of Kathy and Bill Hones.
Want a big green egg? For the lowest price anywhere, go to Wassie's Meat Market. They'll deliver and set your big green egg up so that you're cooking before they leave. Follow Wassie's Meat Market on Instagram or go to wassiesmeatmarket.com for your big green egg today.
Real Radio 104.1.
More Jim Colbert Show in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Angel.
Hey, what's going on, man?
There you go. All right, let's do Colbert Court.
What you are listening to is real. Well, sort of. The participants are not actors. That's a fact. This is, however, a real case that will be decided here in our forum, the Colbert Court.
That's right. Colbert Court brought to you by our good friends over at Clausman Law. That's KLAUSMAN Law.com. Offices right there in Winter Park. 407-917-1718. Car crash. Call Clausman. He will take good care of you for sure. Glenn, how you doing today, buddy?
Doing great. Good to see you.
Good to see you. And I want to invite to the show former Judge Ken Barlow. Ken, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Thank you. It's a privilege to be here.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. I appreciate you taking some time to come by. Now, this is what spurred this on, Glenn. I know usually we talk about a case here, and for people who aren't familiar with Colbert Court, by the way, it's Klausman Law, KLAUSMAN Law.com. Offices are right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. Car crash call Klausman. Is,
I like the way you do that.
Yeah, thanks. Justin Timberlake got a DUI. Right now, the story is that he did not choose to blow or take the breathalyzer test for the DUI. Now, in Florida, and anybody can chime in and correct me here if you want to, but in Florida, I believe that's a minimum of a year of losing your license and up to 18 months, depending on some other factors that could come in. Am I accurate there, Ken?
Yes. For a refusal, first refusal, 1 year. A subsequent refusal, 18 months.
18 months. So you do it once, 1 year, second is 18 months. And it doesn't matter if you're drunk or not drunk. Basically what you're saying is you're almost kind of admitting that you're on that cusp and you don't want to blow. Is there an advantage to that, by the way, Judge or Ken?
Well, I wouldn't say that you're admitting anything. For individuals that actually follow DUI and followed the course of DUI and breath testing over the years in the Central Florida area, from 2008 until, probably 2006, 2007, it was a question as whether or not the breath test was going to be admitted into court or not, based upon reliability and things of that nature. So, really, it's a personal choice. Now, from a practitioner's point of view, I have a lot more arguments for a refusal or a reason somebody might choose not to take the breath test than I do for, say, a breath test that's 0.25.
Yeah, in other words, you can't argue yourself out of that one.
Well, no, that's not entirely true either. There's a lot of gray area. There are challenges.
It becomes harder.
Yeah. It becomes
harder.
Yeah. So how could you argue yourself out of a 0.25 breathalyzer result? That'd be kind of tough, wouldn't it? That's pretty high, isn't it?
Well, that depends on whether or not that machine is accurate or not.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Over the course of 30 years of doing this on one side or the other, I've seen some, at least anecdotal evidence to suggest that, the machine may not be accurate. It's, as a lawyer, you're an advocate. And when I was a prosecutor, I was, of course, advocating, yes, you got to get this breath test in. You should believe it. It's a good faith showing of possible impairment. As a defense attorney, the opposite obligation to your client is what's prevalent. So, you learn to look at it both ways.
Yeah, I remember when that whole thing hit. And it's kind of weird because you remember cycles of how kind of things are defended. I remember that whole thing where, if you get a DUI, tell your lawyer to take the breathalyzer test to court because if they didn't calibrate it that week or whatever, you can get your case thrown out. When you hear stuff on the street like that, it usually has a tinge of truth in there. But of course, the bigger picture seems to be maybe not the case. Was that the case? Were the machines showing some inaccuracies and attorneys were taking advantage of that?
Well, it depends upon how far back you go. If you're talking about the Intoxilizer 5000, which is the machine that was prior to the one they're using now, then that's definitely true. They were not testing the machine properly. They were not doing calibrations properly. They were not using the proper substances under the rules back then of HRS and then of FDLE to do it properly. The state would tell you.
Go ahead.
The state would tell you that with the 8,000 now that they've done a lot better with that. And like I said before, I've seen some anecdotal cases that suggest maybe it may not be as accurate as they claim it is. But there's always a way to challenge it. When you don't take a breath test or you do take a breath test, either which way, whether you're in the administrative proceeding dealing with your license or in the separate criminal proceeding with a judge and a jury in the courtroom, there's plenty of different things that a knowledgeable attorney can attack on your behalf that it may result in a windfall to the defense. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, no, with this Timberlake case, it's kind of interesting, Glenn, because he got pulled over. He chose not to blow in the breathalyzer. Then today it says, well, he agreed to plea to a lesser charge. Now, from my perspective, they don't have information on him, so they don't know what his alcohol level was. I don't know if they did a blood test or not. I can't remember if that was the case.
They did not.
They did not. So with that said, is that normal? You get a DUI and you can plea down to another charge so that you don't have a DUI on your license?
Well, first of all, I was listening as I was coming in here, and I got to correct something that Angel said. You don't bribe the judge, Angel. if you try to do that in Florida, Angel, you're not going to be a lawyer.
I never said bribe,
so
Glenn.
that suits thing you're watching on TV, that's fantasy, man.
Never said bribe. I said leverage.
Leverage. The same thing the way you were describing it. Yeah. That ain't going to work.
So Ken, by the way, former Judge Ken Barlow with us as well. When you hear the case like with Timberlake, that sounds perfectly normal for you. That you can go in with a competent attorney and negotiate down a DUI to a lesser charge. And what would that lesser charge be?
Well, it depends on where you are. And New York has a different statute than we have in Florida. But in New York, they have driving while ability is impaired by alcohol, which apparently is a lesser included of driving while actually intoxicated. They also have strict liability rules like driving with the BAC, blood alcohol content or breath alcohol content of a certain level. In terms of a comparison between DUI law in New York and Florida, I'm certainly not licensed in New York, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But it looks to me, just from a very, very cursory review of the statute, that what he pled to here would be somewhat synonymous with someone entering a plea to a lesser included reckless driving with alcohol involvement. So, for someone to plead down a charge is not unusual at all. I think probably most cases resolve that way.
Same penalty, though? Does he lose his license for a year?
Well, in New York, he lost his license based upon their administrative law, I believe, based upon the limited news reports that I've seen. And the same thing would be similar here. When you're arrested here for DUI, that doesn't start one case. It starts two cases. The first one is administrative only in the Department of Motor Vehicles. And you can lose your license in the Department of Motor Vehicles and have a totally different outcome in the criminal case.
Wow.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you lose your license by not taking the breathalyzer test you're requested to take, yeah.
Yeah, but does that reflect differently than if you had blown a blood alcohol level that was, let's say, 1.5 times the legal amount? Do the judges or does the law look at that differently? Like, I choose not to blow, there's no blood alcohol level record. I choose to blow, there is a blood alcohol record. Is one of them more defendable than the other? It seems logical that the one that doesn't have an actual number associated with it would be easier to get out of.
Well, yeah, Ken will talk to that, but if you decide to blow and you blow a 1.5, like you're saying, you're not going to automatically lose your license for a year. You're going to have your license.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Am I correct, Ken? You'll have your license until you go to court and see what happens on the DWI charge.
No, not specifically, because if you take the breath test, you below 1.5, that's double the legal limit, and several things are going to happen. First, that's above 0.08, so it's going to result in at least a 6-month suspension if this is your first DUI. Additionally, in terms of your criminal case and whether or not you have to have an interlock device on your car as an administrative penalty or as a criminal penalty in the criminal case, is going to bear on the level of that blow. Because when you blow 0.15 or higher, that's an enhancing trigger in the statute, which means your penalties go up and things of that nature. Penalties that you wouldn't have for a first time, you might now have because you blew over 0.15.
Now, as you glance throughout the United States and the different states, I know that for me personally, I've heard that Georgia is the worst possible state to drive impaired by alcohol. All of them are. Let's say that as a blanket statement. Never a good idea to drive while impaired. Is there a particular state that is considerably more difficult or hard on drivers who decide to do that than others?
For the person that's charged, it's always the state they're in.
Yeah,
of course. I just didn't know there was one state
of inebriation.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a state that made it more difficult to kind of even negotiate that point.
I do have family that lives in Georgia, and I know that law is harsh. No one in my family's ever, fortunately, violated that particular provision of law. But I have heard that same rumor, but I have no firsthand evidence of it. But, for people, look, when you get a DUI, the penalties are harsh, no matter what location you are in the United States, because it's extremely expensive, and it almost always involves taking away your license or restricting it some way. I mean, think about the last time you tried to take public transportation anywhere other than in maybe New York City or Chicago. I mean, it just doesn't exist.
Right. Yeah, it's tough. Glenn, when you talk about the insurance, like ramifications of driving under the influence and then having an accident, how does that magnify things as opposed to just like having an accident? I mean, on top of the criminal aspect of it, what's that? What does that entail?
I got it. Well, first of all, before you jump ahead I'll answer that question. One of the things I just thought of when Ken's talking about penalties is, I recall back when I was going up to Tallahassee to try to lobby and come up with laws that would help consumers. One of the things I drafted back in 2007 was enhanced insurance requirements for people that have a DUI conviction. At that point in time, we were trying to get the legislature to understand that in Florida, we have a law that you can drive without having insurance for liability, which means when you injure someone, you're not required to have insurance to pay for their injuries. It's a ridiculous law, but that's what we have. And we were trying to get the legislature to do something on that. And as a encouragement, we said to them, look, if somebody's DUI and they cause a crash and they injure people, they don't have to have insurance to pay for the injury.
Which is amazing.
Right. So they said, okay, we'll come up with something. So I drafted legislation that became a law, and it requires if you get a DUI conviction that you're going to have to increase your insurance limits to $100,000 per person you injure, $300,000 if there's more than one person injured in the vehicle, and $50,000 for property damage. So insurance becomes extremely expensive if you get a DUI conviction. And if you are paying whatever you're paying now, you can figure you're going to pay thousands and thousands more per year for 3 years after this conviction. But getting back to the question of how does it affect cases when I have a case and the person that gets injured from getting in an accident with somebody that causes the accident from it being a DUI, I now unquestionably have the white hat in this case versus the person with the black hat who was DUI. In my cases, what the insurance defense lawyer tries to argue is my client's not really hurt that bad. Maybe their injuries are from something that pre-existed. Maybe my client was partially at fault for the crash. The problem for the other side, defending the drunk driver, is juries aren't going to listen to him. You lose credibility when the person is a drunk driver. And also, I can sue the drunk driver for what's called punitive damages that his insurance won't even pay for.
Right.
That person's on the hook for. So if you're DUI, DWI, and you get in a crash and you injure someone, the consequences to you are going to be enormous.
It's absolutely enormous. Ken, have you seen, like when you were prosecuting and when you were working with people who were going through DUIs, was there a specific group of people that you dealt with more than others? Was it younger people? Was it older people? Does it fit one of those classic stereotypes or no?
Veterans.
Actually, mainly drivers, but young people are the ones that are going out to bars, and by young people I mean anybody under 40. So people that are going out, it's not uncommon for someone to go out and meet a friend for dinner, have a glass of wine, and drive home, get pulled over because their tires hit a stripe on the roadway.
Yeah. That's all it takes.
And because the police officer smells alcohol, it cascades downhill frequently. I mean, I'm not going to say that police officers don't investigate people and let them go, because I've actually seen that happen maybe 3 times in 30 years. But generally speaking, if an officer asks you to do field sobriety exercises, they've already got a pretty good idea in their own mind what they're going to do.
Right.
So, I've had veterans, and we after Afghanistan and the Gulf War, we did have an uptick of veterans being charged with DUIs because, quite frankly, sometimes they're self-medicating for things they can't get help with at the VA because there's a bunch of red tape, or they can't get somebody to help them. But we have in Florida problem-solving courts, and Veterans Court is one of the ones that has been championed. And we have a strong Veterans Court in the Ninth Circuit and in pretty much every circuit in Florida that I'm aware of. So there's options for the veterans. Other folks that I have is mainly just folks like you and me that are trying to escape the humdrum existence of working and going to bed and getting up and doing it again.
Trying to kill the sound of politics in their heads. What's happening?
Yeah, correct. They're taking the mini vacation on a Friday or Saturday night because they can't afford to get to Antigua.
Yeah, that's exactly right. What about boating? Somebody just texted us and said, "What about boating under the influence? Is it the same kind of realm?
Severity.
Like, is boating also 0.08, or is it smaller? It's the same.
It's 0.08, and that's, I think, under Florida statute 327, if I remember correctly. But, there are some significant differences. Obviously, they're not going to have you walk a line on the hull of a ship floating in the water. They will sometimes try to take you to the dock and make you do it on the dock. But they actually have a full battery of field sobriety exercises that are done seated on the vessel.
Right. And then somebody also asked about commercial vehicles as well. Now, Glenn, I don't know where your legislation kind of fits in with commercial vehicles. I know that if you're driving for a company, they're going to have insurance that will cover. They will have to carry the mandatory. Is it different for people driving commercially, whether it be a big rig or just driving a van that is labeled with the carpet company they work for?
It's very high stakes for those folks.
Yeah.
You can take it, Ken.
Well, clients that come to me with commercial driver's licenses are in a world of hurt, because if you have a commercial driver's license and you refuse the breath test, you're going to lose your commercial driver's license for a year, no questions asked, even if you're found not guilty of the underlying event. And that's if you're driving your personal vehicle, but you have a CDL.
Wow.
If you're driving your CDL and you get charged with a DUI and get convicted of the DUI in criminal court or in the administrative disqualification hearing, either one, you can lose your ability to drive CDL permanently.
Wow.
It can be very, very, very dicey, because, all of the CDL stuff, and we're talking mainly in terms of the big rigs, but, you've got somebody driving an 18-wheeler, you want them sober. I mean, let's be honest. we all travel around the roadways. But at the end of the day, the consequence to a person that is driving an 18-wheeler that gets a DUI in that 18-wheeler will end their career if they lose.
Man, could you? And could you imagine 20 years? My dad drove professionally, and I'm telling you, he wouldn't drink for 2 days before he had to make a run because he was so terrified of testing for any alcohol at all, because it was his entire livelihood. If anything happened, even accidentally, he just would not do it. Even if he was in his personal vehicle, like you're saying.
Yeah, right after a crash, your company's going to test you right after the crash.
Yeah. So let's keep up with technology here for a second. Talking to Ken Barlow, he's a former prosecutor, former judge. And I wanted to ask you this. So, with the technology that we have now, there are some vehicles, and matter of fact, I don't even have a Tesla with the self-driving or autopilot feature, but I do have a Mustang Mach-E. And my Mustang Mach-E, when you put it in cruise control, and if you keep your hands at 10 and 2 on the steering wheel, it will drive itself. It will. It will drive. It will follow the roads. It will do everything you ask it to do. So somebody posed the question, in this world of auto driving technology, let's say you go to Hard Rock Casino and you have yourself a couple drinks, and you hop in your auto driving car and you say, take me home. And home happens to be in, let's say, Winter Garden, Florida. And you're going to go via I-4. And there you are. You're in your auto driving vehicle. And maybe you have a taillight out in this auto driving vehicle. You haven't swerved. You're not speeding, nothing. And you get pulled over. And the officer smells alcohol on your breath. Is it the same procedure, even though the vehicle's doing all the work in driving?
Absolutely it is, because at this point, you're still the person that's in charge of that vehicle. For example, let's say that instead of taking your car, you take your wife's car, and your wife knew that the tag light was out, but you didn't. When the police officer finds you driving it, you're the driver. You're responsible for the condition of the vehicle. And you're the person that's ultimately in control. So, what happens if there's a computer glitch or a satellite uplink breaks, and all of a sudden you've got to grab the wheel? Folks forget that in Florida, driving under the influence and driving while license suspended and things like those offenses include not only the actual doing of the activity, but also having the apparent ability to exercise dominion control over the vehicle. So folks that start driving and don't think they're impaired, and then come to the realization while they are driving, oh my gosh, I shouldn't be doing this, and pull over, turn the car off and lock the car and try to go to sleep in the back seat, can still be arrested for DUI under our current state of the law.
Because the car got there. So at some point you had to drive the vehicle there under the influence, which leads me to my next question. Years ago, friend of ours, and this is years ago, back in the 80s, same thing exact happening. Leaves the bar, realize I've had too much to drink. Right? I've had too much to drink. I'm going to sleep this off in my vehicle. Gets in his vehicle, throws his keys in the glove compartment, nowhere near the car. No, I've heard of one of our buddies also put him in the trunk.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Shut the trunk, got in his car, came over. It was middle of the night. Somebody knocked on his windshield. Of course, he's the only car in the parking lot with a person in it. He rolls down the window. It's a cop asking him what's going on. Still is drunk, legally drunk, and actually does get taken in, and if I remember right, did get a DUI. Was not operating the vehicle. The keys were not in his power, did not have them, but still got that. Is that still hold up? Is that still the case?
Well, was the vehicle on?
The vehicle was not on.
Okay.
Well, from my perspective, it depends upon specific facts. I could argue that, in fact, over the course of my career, I have argued that from each point of view. If he is able to open the door and go to the front seat to the passenger side, open that door, and then open the glove box and take the keys out, then they're still within his dominion and control. If he's locked them in the trunk and has a way to open the trunk and get the keys or climb through the back seat, then he still has dominion and control. Now, if he's driving, an old Chevy Impala that doesn't have a push start or anything like that, and he just says, the hell with it, I got spare keys at home, takes off his car key and throws it into the woods, and has no idea where it went. Well, is the car operable at that point? Can he start it? Can it be, but that's going to be an affirmative defense.
Right.
So the thing is, pull over, call someone to pick you up, call an Uber, don't take a chance.
Yeah, don't even pull over. You just don't even get in.
Exactly.
Yeah, because the cost is so
really
high.
Worth a pound of cure.
It really is, isn't it? I mean, and it's one of the biggest mistakes people make on a weekly basis is is the innocuous couple glasses of wine at dinner and still hopping in your car. Most people do not believe they would blow. And I'm sure you've seen cases where it's just right on the cusp, barely there. Person still completely able to do everything in their faculties, no problems. If you looked at them and saw them, they would not seem no symptoms of being drunk at all. But because they blow that number, they got to go.
Yeah, and the cost again is astronomical because you're going to have to pay so much more for insurance for the next 3 years. And if you don't pay it and you're caught driving without it, you're in for more trouble. You're going to get your license suspended and get caught driving again. You're going to be in jail for a long time.
Man, I bet you've seen a lot of life ruined because of this, haven't you, Ken?
Actually, not necessarily ruined, but certainly made a lot harder.
Yeah.
Whether or not somebody's life is ruined or not depends upon their perspective and how they react to adversity and struggle. But it certainly can. I've seen it destroy marriages. I've seen it, end careers. I've had individuals involved in the legal system commit suicide while the proceeding was going on. It's like any conflict that you get into in life where you have no control, because once those cuffs go on, you've been charged.
Yeah, man, unreal.
That's Tyreek Hill, right?
Yeah, Tyreek Hill. Are we all good, Angel? Yeah, let's get out of here. All right, Ken, thank you so much, buddy. We appreciate that very much. Thanks for your time. Really, really, really insightful stuff, man. I really appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you very much.
You got it. All right, Glenn, always good seeing you, buddy.
Good seeing you.
That's Colbert Court. That's Klausman Law, KLAUSMAN.com. Office is right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. Car crash call, Klausman. There it is, Colbert Court, buddy. Thanks again. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
Absolutely.
Right, thanks, Ken. We'll see you, buddy. Thank you for everything. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Take us with you anywhere. Yep, even there. Follow Real Radio 104.1 on the free iHeartRadio app. Just please wash your hands when you're done.
Stop-and-go delays reported on I-4 this afternoon between Sand Lake and 535 and between the Greenway exit and the 429. Looking at major stop-and-go delays now southbound on the 429 due to activity blocking the left lane at the new Independence Parkway exit, causing heavy traffic back from Stony Brook West Parkway. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With a super low down payment, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Down payments vary, does not mean savings. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Guys, get ready for the 4th annual Taste of Space Fall Bites from September 30th to November 3rd at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. They're serving up an array of spectacular food and sweet treats that'll send your taste buds out of this world. Everything from harvest bowls to cranberry brie moon puffs and much more. And they're bringing back the Mars Teeny Shake Off on October 4th, a special ticketed event. Local bars and restaurants mixing up their best cocktails. You'll have the chance to sample them all while chilling out with astronauts. And don't miss November 2nd. It's the Taste of Space Celebrity Chef Edition. And we're talking about Duff Goldman from Ace of Cakes. You're talking about Chef Amanda Freitag from Chopped, Iron Chef of America as well. It's going to be a great time. Get your tickets and learn more at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
Hey, Dr. Lori Santos here. I'm using my voice to support iHeart's mental health and addiction recovery campaign in partnership with Mobilize Recovery. We've all been touched by addiction or mental health challenges, and these often overlap. Nearly 9 million people have a co-occurring disorder, and almost 60% receive no treatment at all. Together, we can fight stigma by normalizing the conversation and even saving lives. If more people feel comfortable asking for help, recovery is possible. Learn more and lend your support at iHeartRecoveryMonth.com.
Ready to upgrade your home with energy-efficient windows and doors? This September, don't miss out on Renewal by Andersen's exclusive sale. For a limited time, buy one, get one 40% off replacement windows and patio doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. Their custom-made windows and doors are designed to keep your home comfortable year-round and reduce your energy bills. But hurry, this offer ends soon. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation. Don't just take my word for it, though. Here's what Lisa had to say when she left a review August 12th on Google. We were very pleased with the service we received from Renewal by Andersen. From start to finish, they communicated with us the status of our order. When it came to the install, Thomas and his crew were extremely courteous and professional. They worked hard and answered any questions we had. I highly recommend Renewal by Andersen. You won't be disappointed. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Mike, you gotta check out this new gadget we got, the Bartesian. It's like having a full bar right at home.
You mean I can finally retire from my brief stint as a bartender at your parties?
Exactly. No more mixing cocktails with a confused look on your face.
Hey, I wasn't that confused.
With Bartesian, everything you need is in these little capsules. Bitters, real fruit juices. Then all you do is add liquor, and you got the perfect mixed drink in under 30 seconds. You can even customize the pour depending on how strong of a drink you want.
Sounds amazing.
It is. There's over 60 different types of cocktails, so guests can make their own drinks, and we can go back to just being the best hosts in the neighborhood.
And the cocktails, be honest, are they actually good?
Dude, they're better than the best bars I've ever been to.
I may need one from my house.
Yeah, for sure.
For a limited time, save $50 on the Bartesian cocktail maker only at bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Get ready for fall road trips with Pep Boys. Shop and save on newly reduced prices on hundreds of tires. Save up to $420 instantly on select Cooper tires. That's up to $300 in savings with buy 3 get the 4th free, plus $120 in savings with free installation. Don't miss this chance to save big. Buy 3 get the 4th free, plus free installation on select Cooper tires. Ends 9/22/24. Tire discount equals the retail price of 1 tire in a purchase set, excluding taxes. Terms and exclusions apply. Visit pepboys.com for details.
So you want to be my client? You think you deserve fair compensation for your injuries? Well, you got to call me. Can't just keep listening forever. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
It's always a good time for donuts, so indulge in Shipley Donuts. Fresh-made donuts in delicious flavors from classic glaze to the Oreo cookie top treats, crafted with quality ingredients. Catering and online ordering is available. Visit Shipley Donuts, now open in Orlando on South Cimarron Boulevard.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. This is the Jim Colbert Show. Take us with you for free on the iHeartRadio app.
What up, fellas? Sport from Duval. Double dose of Angela Boom. I love it, dude. Hey, the spacewalk thing. Would you guys do it? Like, not the money, not if they offered to take you to space or do a spacewalk, would you do it? Like, I don't think I'd have the balls to do it.
Nope.
I would love to say I would, but I don't think I would. Would you guys do it?
No, dude. No. I won't bungee jump. You think I'm going in a capsule? No, the answer is no. Can I tell you, I can't look out the third floor window. I'm terrified of heights.
That decision for me is made easy. I don't fit in that thing.
Right, exactly. Yeah. That thing's a shoe for Angel.
Yeah.
All right,
fold me in half.
916-1041, text us 77031. Got caught up in a heated discussion with Glenn, and the husband of one of our sales reps was a former state police officer up in New York. And we got into a little bit of a heated discussion on what is or what is not based on the Tyreek Hill case. And that Tyreek Hill case is very interesting.
It is.
Where are you at on that?
Man.
Okay, let me start, and I'll tell you what we were talking about up there, right? All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I am Jim. Angel's with us today. Deb has COVID. Jack's on vacation, so this is what we have for the rest of the week. Hopefully, Deb's feeling better. I know her fiance is. He had a walkthrough today for the big event coming up this weekend.
This weekend, yeah.
So Pitmasters and Pourers in Mount Dora this weekend. But so he's feeling a bit better. Hopefully, Deb will be back on the mend and be back with us on Monday. I can't imagine she's going to make it again tomorrow. So anyway, so I was talking to Glenn and Matt, who, like I said, is the husband of one of our reps out there who happened to be a former state police officer. And I got you.
I know that.
How I understood the law, and I never got a chance to talk about this Tyreek Hill thing. The law to me with the Tyreek Hill thing was this. I always understood when you were pulled over by an officer, technically, when you're pulled over, you are under arrest until you are let go.
That's not accurate.
That is not accurate,
Yeah.
but you are detained. I just learned this. Check this out. I shouldn't even say this, but I'm gonna because it's the law. It doesn't matter. You could look it up. I said, well, then, why is it that you get in so much trouble if it's felonious to, like, let's say you get pulled over, and as you're pulled over, you decide, you know what? I don't think I did anything wrong. I'm going to go ahead and take off. And you take off. And then the cop chases you, puts his lights on, and basically by his action says, you probably should pull over, like for good this time, right? That's a misdemeanor. Like, that's not even a felony. That's a misdemeanor. Like, it's basically running from the cop while you're pulled over. If you pull out on the road and drive down the road because you've decided that you don't want to be arrested that day and you don't think you've done anything wrong, that's a misdemeanor.
Aren't there also but extenuating circumstances in the way that, like, as long as you maintain the speed, you're not driving reckless,
right?
You don't, all those things.
That's the whole thing.
Okay, in that scenario, could potentially not say like work in your favor,
right.
Yeah.
So with the Tyreek Hill thing, for me, I watched the video a bunch of times, and I heard people talking about it. I heard Sean and all those guys talking about it from the News Junkie. Heard you guys talking about it a little bit as well. My thing is this, like, so, you know, when the cop came up and he was tapping on the window to roll the window down, and immediately where the video picks up, you hear Tyreek Hill going, "Don't knock on my window like that. Don't hit my window like that." And he kept saying it over and over again as the officer is giving the command that you have to give if you're pulled over, which is roll down your window so I can see you, and then give me your license and your registration. That's the normal command. He rolled it. After a while, he rolled his window down, and then he rolled his window back up. Now, in my world, when you roll your window back up, I don't know what you're trying to conceal. Now, Glenn did say something very interesting. Do you think the cops knew who he was?
They're saying that they don't, but when you run the tag,
that's exactly what he said.
You know exactly who that is.
Yeah.
And as time has gone on from that, and they're breaking down all these videos from that event, there's other things that they're picking up now on the microphone. So when at first he did say that, but then he does give them license and registration and tells them, just give me the ticket.
Yeah, he says, just give me the ticket.
Just give me the ticket. And then follows that up with the reason he's rolling up the window is that trying to like, hey, listen, you're going to have me here pulled over. This is going to cause a situation. Let's not let people see who I am.
Okay.
Is what he was trying to infer.
I mean, do you believe that?
I don't have no reason not to believe it.
But and again, I don't either, but I don't know. I mean, I would probably say the same thing if I thought it would get me out of it. But so the second officer who came in, and I watched a number of other officers, retired officers, make comments on this throughout the weekend or throughout the week as I'm watching videos and just kind of reading about the story. And almost everybody agrees to the point that he was being a douchebag, but should have never been dragged out of his car. He was trying to get out of his car.
Yeah.
He was literally trying to get out, and the gentleman, the cop grabbed him and pulled him out, put him on the knee.
The second or third guy, right? The second or third cop.
Oh, there's a kicker in there too, wasn't there?
Yeah.
There was a kicker in there. So the people who did the physical stuff are going to lose their jobs more than likely. Yeah, the guy who grabbed him and then the guy who kicked him should definitely lose his job because he didn't even have a dog in the hunt.
Yeah,
he just felt he'd get a footful on a guy in a McLaren. You know?
And so here's the other part. So the ticket that he was given was a ticket for speeding, and the assumption is made that what they're saying is visually they assessed that they think he was going 20 miles over the speed limit.
Yeah,
they didn't have him on the gun.
They didn't. I heard it was going. They thought he was going about 60.
Yeah, that's just off of their vision. That kind of ticket gets argued away all the time. I've been handed dozens of exhibition of speed tickets, and I show up by myself, and I'm able to explain those away.
Angel, you're not going to believe this, but my wife has been pulled over multiple times and has never gotten a ticket.
Really? How's that possible?
Not once ever.
Never?
No.
Oh, man.
I don't know what happens because I get pulled over. They take one glance at my dead ass.
They got a whole stack of them.
Yeah. They wrote it before they even got there. They just walked up and handed me my ticket. I didn't ask me no questions.
They just signed it.
They didn't even ask for a license. This is going to be $500, buddy. But yeah. But so that but I don't believe the original officer was doing anything out of the ordinary. The guy should have rolled his window down when he was asked to.
Yeah.
You got to comply with everybody just like everybody else. But here's the other thing too. And this is what I've been told by a couple people who have these cars, that if you have a car that's yellow or red and looks like it, now this one was not, it was black or dark blue.
It's a dark colored McLaren. And here's the other thing, like again, people want to hammer away at the dark tint, right? When you have a dark car, and let's say you go with the standard dark tint, it looks darker than what it really is.
Yeah, it does, and there are different kind of tints as well.
Yeah, man.
So but again, I do believe he got to roll that window down. You got to comply with what's being done. You are speeding. You did break the law, regardless of how far it was or was not. You got to give the guy your license and registration, take your ticket, and move on. And when you start doing stupid stuff like ego stuff, that's kind of what gets you in situations like this. He should have never been dragged out of a car. He should have never been put down, face down in the concrete. But he should have complied.
But the professionals there, the people that are there to serve and protect. The people that are supposedly trained to de-escalate in those situations are the ones that flew off the handle first.
Yes.
That's it.
So somebody said he was going 100 miles an hour. He was not.
He was not.
Matter of fact, you can see the video, and a lot of people in those cars just get pulled over because they look fast. You know, you ever heard that?
That's a real problem to have, right? Your vehicle looks fast. Well,
have you ever heard that story that there are in certain states, this was years ago, I think when the Corvette changed body styles is when I remember hearing the story back in the early 90s or whatever it was. And the cops would tell you that if you have that car, your chances of getting pulled over increase by 30 to 40, 50% simply because it looks like you're going faster. They don't have you on radar, but they can kind of get an idea that you're going quicker than you should.
Jimmy,
you'll get pulled over immediately.
I've never had that problem.
Yeah, we don't have Lambos or McLarens.
No.
Yeah. Have you ever driven one?
I've driven the McLaren, and I've sat in I've sat in a couple of Diablos. I never got to drive one.
They're so small, though, right?
Yeah, the toughest thing for me in those cars is the foot pedal action.
It's so close
because they're so close together. You know, I've gotten to
the Aston Martin.
The Aston Martins. I've gotten to sit in those. Those are incredible. I still want to drive James Bond's car. And
is that the Vantage or Vantage? Or
the DB? The DB.
That's it.
DB9.
Well, that's what you drove before, right? When back in the day when we had those guys on as an advertiser, you got to drive a DB, right? Because that real fancy guy used to come in and bring cars for you.
Yep. Peter used to come in from Infinity Jaguar of Orlando and Aston Martin. I've done some great events with them. Those guys have been really good to me.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, and so I've done that. I'm trying to think of some of the other exotic. I've gotten to get in a couple Ferraris.
The closest thing
Scaglietis, I think I can fit in those.
I've ridden in one of those, the one that looks kind of like a Corvette.
Yeah.
Quick car, fun.
Yeah.
But the other one was a supercharged Jag, one of the, like when they made a Jag that looked like a race car.
Dude, there was a Jaguar.
And it was kind of fun.
That's it. XJ.
Something like that. Yeah.
And this is still when Ford still owned it. And it was a sedan. It was a 4-door sedan, but it had a supercharged V8 in it. It was an absolutely ridiculous car, and that was probably one of the most fun Jaguars.
Well, the old Vandenplaws were their upper level, sedan, but they had V10s. Yeah. So they would go. And I remember when we were with Thurston's, which is a used car dealer here for a while, that that's where I got the Jag when I got married.
Yeah.
I got married and we drove the Jagway. I got ragged on incessantly for that.
Whatever.
But
I love Jags.
But that damn thing was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't drive it more than an hour without it breaking.
No.
Yeah, but it was still fun.
I'm going to get, at one point, I will, this is one of my life goals. I'm going to have a Vantage, Aston Martin Vantage, and it'll be my daily driver.
Yeah. You just bang it up.
I want to be there's a guy. Have you ever seen? There's a guy.
The Porsche.
No, there's a guy with a Lambo who's got like 300,000 miles on it.
There's another guy that's got like a Porsche Turbo, and the thing has like $250,000. He drives it every day.
I love those guys.
And it looks like it's had its ass kicked. He's got mud tires for it. Dude has mud tires for his Turbo Porsche.
I love it. I love those. Those are the kind of stories when it comes to the exotic cars and everything that I find heartwarming, because it's like so many of these vehicles. And again, obviously I'm not wealthy to the point where I can have that kind of collection, but so many of these cars become just garage.
That's it, garage cars.
Garage cars, just art pieces, and they are. But it's heartwarming to find out or read these stories or find out of these guys all around the world that are like, nah, I'm gonna drive mine.
Yeah. I was watching a show the other day where a guy had an old Pantera. The old Ford Pantera.
Yeah.
And it goes, they're cranking the cars up because they're comparing the sound, and they're like, well, this has the best sound. Guy cranks up like an Huracan or whatever, and he revs it a couple times. Of course, you get that stereotypical Italian growl. The couple Ferraris, you crank those up again. Naturally aspirated cars have a certain sound. He cranks up that Pantera, and it sounds like a straight up NASCAR. The entire building starts rumbling.
Yeah.
Oh, God, those things were badass.
Absolutely.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 770-301. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
This is Real Radio 104.1 on your phone with the iHeartRadio app and on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. We are an iHeartRadio station.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Stop and go delays reported on I-4 this afternoon between Sand Lake and 535 and between the Greenway exit and the 429. Looking at major stop and go delays now southbound on the 429 due to accident activity blocking the left lane at the new Independence Parkway exit, causing heavy traffic back from Stony Brook West Parkway. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. If you ask anyone who's experienced LASIK surgery, they'll tell you one thing. It's the best decision they ever made. The only problem is they probably should have made it a little sooner. That's exactly what my father-in-law said. He got his when he was about 58 years old, and the instant, like literally a day and a half later, he goes, man, what did I wait for? What am I doing? My son got it at 18 years old and felt the same way. What are you waiting for? If you have eye issues or sight issues and it really affects the quality of your life, get with the Filatowski Eye Institute. These guys are offering free LASIK consultations. That way you can find out exactly what they can do for you, and it's easy to make your appointment. Simply text 1041 to 868686 and start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. 65,000 LASIK procedures. They have all the experience you could possibly want. Plus, they use the latest state-of-the-art tech, getting you the best results every single time. And if finances is a concern, do not stress. These guys have 24-month interest-free financing waiting on you right now. Just pick up that phone, make that phone call, make that text, make that appointment. It's important. Your life could be way better. Simply text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
If you are ready to start looking for a new home or refinance the one you're in, then you need Brad Siebert at wearenotthebanks.com. He has loans for all types of buyers, whether you have good credit or even bumps in your credit. And they deal with all types of loans, VA, conventional, even jumbo loans, and no income documentation loans. I trust wearenotthebanks.com to handle my mortgage loans, so should you. Just go to wearenotthebanks.com and get started. NMLS ID number 66247, equal housing opportunity.
Hey everybody, this is Josh and Chuck from the Stuff You Should Know podcast. And if you've ever wanted to know about champagne, Satanism, the Stonewall Uprising...
Oh, how about chaos theory, El Nino, LSD, little true crime sprinkled in, or maybe something historical like Rosa Parks?
Yeah, if you want any of that or anything else you can think of, then look no further. We have you covered.
That's right. Listen to the Stuff You Should Know podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff You Should Know and start listening.
Everyone knows the English perfected the cocktail, but the Bartesian elevated it. Bartesian delivers bar-quality cocktails at the touch of a button. Just pop in a cocktail capsule, add your favorite spirit, and voila! A tipple fit for the King of England himself. With over 60 cocktails to choose from, including Tiki Bar Delights, 9 types of margaritas, and limited edition drinks perfect for poolside sipping, your taste buds are in for a jolly good time this summer. It'll feel like you're on holiday every day. Fancy a proper cocktail, old chap? Then look no further than the undisputed monarch of cocktail craftsmanship, Bartesian. So pip pip tally-ho and bottoms up to Bartesian. Premium cocktails on demand.
Cheers!
For a limited time, save $50 on the Bartesian cocktail maker only at bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.
Today's Central Florida job market is more competitive than ever, but don't be discouraged. Attend the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair Wednesday, September 18th, noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, and connect with over 70 recruiters right here in Central Florida, some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career is right in front of you. Join us for the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair Wednesday, September 18th, noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, located at 777 East Princeton Street in Orlando. Get more info at floridajobsnow.com.
I never thought much about final expenses until my dad passed away last year. That's when I decided to take control of my own final expense planning. Then I found the Smart Money Insurance app. I secured a final expense insurance policy that fits my needs and budget. You can get coverage up to $25,000 with policies starting as low as $14 per month. Download the Smart Money Insurance app today and take the first step towards your peace of mind.
Insurance sold by Smart Money Insurance Services, Inc. Underwritten by various insurers. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey. And how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Wake up with football every morning and listen to my new podcast, NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal. 5 days a week, you get all the latest news, the best analysis delivered by the time you get your coffee. This show hits on every single game, every single week, but I can't do it alone, so I'm bringing in all the big guns from NFL media. Subscribe today, and you'll immediately be smarter and funnier than your friends. Listen to NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search NFL Daily to start listening.
At work, work? Just pretend you're on a Zoom call with us. Your mic is off. Your mic is off. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Oh, my God. I'm getting it from the car people.
Oh, you and I both.
Oh, my God. Enough with it.
Leave us alone. Let us be our own version of gearheads.
We know that Pantera was made by Di Tommaso. We get it. But it had a Ford motor, Ford everything, Ford transmission. And I understand that doesn't make it a Ford, but my God, man. My God, man.
You knew what he meant. And then I get this. This is what I get, right? So you're getting that, right? And then you remember Mark Parker, right?
Yes,
Parker Brother Concepts.
Yeah.
They did the
cool Tron bike,
the Tron bike and everything. Yeah, he hits me up and he's like, "Oh, you know what, Angel? Because this is how I roll. Next time I'm in town, I'll let you drive my S63 AMG. You fit in that." I was like, "Thanks, Mark."
Is that the Goldwing one thing or whatever?
Yeah. Thanks, I appreciate that.
All
Buddy.
right, 407.
How about you let me borrow it for the rest of the year?
916-1041. Text us at 77031. The sweetest deal I've ever had in my 30 years of plus of being in this business is the deal I had with Thurston's Cars or Thurston's Used Cars at the time, because they would get some really cool stuff.
Dude, they had some incredible.
I got to drive a ZR1 Vet for about 2 weeks, and that was just enough. That car fast enough to know that you should not be going that fast.
I will tell you right now, that's one of the things that that I miss in so far as my relationships with sponsors and that opportunity. I was envious of the relationship that you guys had with Thurston's. I'm in the market right now trying to look for a car, and it's not having that relationship anymore with anybody in town, with any of the dealerships and anything. It's made it that much more difficult to try to figure out, because that was because all you guys did. I remember all the different cars that you guys would come and talk about. I remember some of the stuff that Daniel would drive.
The 5-speed M3.
Yeah.
I had a little 5-speed M3 convertible from BMW, 348 horsepower, and I'm telling you, that gearbox, that's almost as much fun as you can have in a vehicle, that thing.
Absolutely.
Because it wasn't powerful enough to scare you to death.
But it was fun.
What was powerful enough to have an ass load of fun in, as opposed to the Corvette, which had enough, just way too much power. 600 horsepower is so much power. And, because here, you hear those numbers thrown around so much these days. My little pickup truck has a turbocharged 4-cylinder, but it makes 310 horsepower.
That's
my
insane.
little truck goes, dude.
Yeah.
That thing goes. It'll outrun my Mustang.
Yeah.
A V8 Mustang, it'll blow that thing off the road.
How crazy is that,
Because that old Mustang only made like 200 horsepower.
Yeah.
This thing makes like 310 horsepower with ass loads of torque. But the car I would love to build, really, I've got my Mustang, and it's been paused for a little bit. We actually are about to maybe do a little something with it. But what I want to build is one of those 90s SS Impalas.
Oh, there you go.
One of those.
You and I talked about this.
One of those
and the
90s SS Impalas.
Last time Meekum was in town.
You showed me that one?
Yeah. The last couple of years, Meekum auction that happens at the beginning of the year, we always are out there. They've had some really, really good ones. Actually, to that point, Jimmy, have you ever heard of, I just downloaded the app, and this is something that I want to do. Have you ever done or heard of the Distinguished Gentleman's Drive?
No.
Okay, so this is super cool, right? But I don't have the car yet.
Bad first two words there.
Distinguished Gentleman's Drive.
I'm neither of those.
Right, but so you get in that that era of like back in the 40s and 50s with the guys that were known as wheelmen or drivers, and they wore the
the gloves,
all that
and
stuff,
the sash around there,
whatever that was. Scarf. Yeah, scarf, right? So there's a drive that happens. It happens in a bunch of cities all over the country. There's one coming to Orlando. But you have to have like an
an old MG or something like that.
Era appropriate vehicle, right? Which I currently don't have. But it looks like it would be so much fun, to participate in this. And they do, you do different drives through Orlando and everything, and you come and you show your car and all that kind of stuff. So that's on the bucket list for maybe next year.
So funny enough, our boy Ray Steins, you know who Ray is, right? From Sunset Walk, the Promenade, used to be with the Universal Studios for years with us, owned Janie Lane Sunset Strip for years.
Yeah.
Well, Ray is still with us. We are doing the gig at Sunset Walk, the Best Up Challenge coming up October 5th, and he was just in the other day. And I'm like, hey, you doing any vacation this year or anything like that? He goes, funny you should mention that. I'm taking a 3-week tour around Florida in my 32 Ford. He's got a 32 Ford hot rod bucket, and he drives that thing around all over the state.
So cool.
I'm like, man, that's
commitment, but that's cool.
That's how you do it.
That's absolutely cool.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. The old Mustang runs great, got good suspension. That's really what I built first. I've got to build the motor, and of course, that's the most expensive and most time-consuming spot. And I could get somebody to do it for me, but that really wasn't the goal when I bought the car.
You want to turn the wrenches, man.
Yeah, I've built a couple motors before in my life, so I know I can do it. This one's a little bit more complicated because we're going to upgrade the heads and stuff. But other than that, that's kind of really what I wanted to do. Drive it for a couple years or whatever and just, do whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't turned wrenches on the engines. The last thing that I worked and I kind of rebuilt it from the heads up was a 78, 79 Pontiac Formula. It had the T-tops on it, had the big chicken on the hood.
Yeah, it's like an old Trans Am.
Yeah. I had centerline rims on it, had flow masters that dumped out right in front of the rear wheels.
Yeah.
And
oh man, that was a bowling alley king right there, dude.
Yeah. And we rebuilt it from the heads up. I think it was what was that, a 403, 408 Cleveland in it with a 350 Hydro Glide
something like that.
Yeah.
I used to run with a couple boys in Pine Hills when I first moved to Orlando, the DePaiva brothers.
Yeah.
If you're out there, guys, what's up? One of them had a Camaro and the other one had a Trans Am, and they had nitrous.
Oh, geez.
Their whole thing was they ran secret nitrous shots. Like,
yeah.
It was a 250 shot on one. I think actually both of them had 250 shots. The motors weren't built so much, but when you hook nitrous up to it, it gives you an extra 100 horsepower or whatever it is. And we would just terrorize Pine Hills on Friday and Saturday nights, just doing massive burnouts from red lights all over Pine Hills.
That was a good day, the good old days where you could, do street racing. You can't do that anymore.
And my dream car was the Z. Like I wanted to build a 240Z, but the problem is now they're so expensive you can't find one.
Yeah.
And the one I had, the body was solid. I could have sold just the body with no motor, just a rolling chassis, right?
Yeah.
I could have sold that for $15,000 right now because you can't find them without rust. This thing did not have a drop of rust.
Yeah.
But that you just can't find them anywhere under $30,000 now.
You remember all the ones I showed you from this past week? I was taking pictures and shooting them over to you.
It's the worst, man. And then the other one that everybody's building right now, that it's a big build thing right now, is the least likely car that you would build out that would be so much fun to build out.
Which one's that?
A Volvo 740 DL wagon. It's the old turbo wagon, but they had like a 3 or 4 cylinder, like a weird motor. It had no ass, no speed, no nothing. It was built to go a long way and sip gas, but the suspension on those things is crazy good. So guys started dropping small V8s in them and making them like burnout monsters, and they're cool.
Yeah. There's some really neat stuff that you can do with the Volvo wagons.
Oh yeah.
I think there's the VR70, something like that. It's a real boxy wagon. Back in the day,
it has that cowl in the front.
Yeah, they would race that in the European racing series. That thing was insane.
But what happens is when they become popular, much like the SS Impala we're talking about, once they become popular, you can't find them anywhere. You used to be able to buy those Impalas for like $6,000 and $7,000. With you'd have a lot of miles, but all you want is the body, so you can get in there and you can't find them anywhere now.
And if you find one at that price, then it's something happened to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You bet your ass.
Someone beat the hell out of it.
Like even ones that are just okay are like in their 30s now because they're very desirable. They're sleds, but because the way they're set up, they're really cool and they're easy to get horsepower out of.
And they look good.
Oh yeah, they are. And dude, I had one of those for about 2 weeks. That's a cruiser too, man.
Yeah, man.
That thing will get down the highway. A lot of fun. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. We do have trivia coming up in a second, but I did want to talk about something in the 6 o'clock hour. I'll tell you what it is now. So Will Ferrell, everybody knows Will Ferrell. Well, I don't know if you've noticed here recently, but Will Ferrell has a friend, and his friend was a writer for SNL, and his friend's name is Harper Steele, right? Harper Steele, Steele. And so they have a new show now, and I forget the name of the show. Let me see if they have it here as part of the story. I don't think they do, but here's the story, right? Will and his friend Harper have been friends for years since he's been a writer on SNL, and they're doing a road trip across the country, and they're going to make a TV show or a documentary about it. What makes it different, though, is that Harper is transitioning into a female.
Okay,
he's transitioning into a female. The story is today, and I wanted to ask you and other people out there listening, is Will Ferrell now is saying that he regrets some of the bits that he did on SNL where he dressed as a woman. Namely, if you remember, what's his most famous one? Do you remember?
Janet Reno.
Janet Reno, baby, right? Janet Reno. But he also did some others as well. And plus, this guy, or I guess girl now, Harper, has written some of these bits. Some of the stuff about Britney Spears, wrote some stuff about Monica Lewinsky and Hillary Clinton, and is now like kind of wishing that he would have taken it all back. And my question is this: why? I mean, is that group of people not able to be made fun of? Like, I don't, or made fun with or anything.
Right.
Like, I don't understand that. Like, I don't understand why you would kind of look back at that in shame when, you, for one thing, you didn't know that your friend was transitioning.
Yeah.
He did nothing to hurt she is a public figure. He wasn't really attacking her integrity. Matter of fact, she came on the show and did a bit with them. Remember?
And if I remember correctly, it wasn't mean-spirited.
It wasn't like malicious. She's just a big woman.
Yeah.
And so Will Ferrell's a tall guy for people who don't know. He's like 6'3", 6'4", and he was the actor, of course, the hottest actor. I think probably the most important character or member ever of SNL was Will Ferrell, right? So I don't understand that. I don't understand that just because his friend is transitioning into a woman, why he feels it necessary to kind of look back at his career. I understand this is a personal thing and it's subjective to his thing, but I don't understand that. Like
that thought process.
Like he didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
And just because his friend is transitioning and she says that, she would have never written that stuff now, wouldn't write it now, kind of looks back and says, well, we probably shouldn't have gone there. Well, I guess you could do that with a billion things in your life. You can look back. Hell, I don't have to go back 2 or 3 years to find that.
Right.
I can look back at 8 months ago and said, well, I probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But I don't look at it as like coming back to haunt me or that I was a bad person, but you get the feel that when you read the story that like he genuinely feels bad about it.
He's hung
like
up on it a little
there's
bit.
like total actual regret for it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that. I don't understand why the trans community feels that they can't be part of the joke, especially if it's not malicious. Now, everybody kind of understands if you're being malicious and hateful and mean and you're making fun of or making light of a trans person and the jokes that would come with that or could come with that. But I don't understand why it would be so sensitive or so untouchable.
Right.
That's the thing I don't kind of understand. This story is kind of interesting. Do you have anything in your past in the recent where you, like, I know a bunch of the stuff that I did on the Monster Show from back in the 90s is not even touchable now. I mean, that's not even, but I don't regret it because at the time, it was one of those things where that was the time.
I think you got to let comedy live in those moments. You can't put those parameters of what we did, or like, for example, what Will did during Will Ferrell did in those days, and then try to put today's sensibilities on that. I think that's being dishonest to the art form. I think it's being dishonest to where you're at. Now you can, whatever your growth is as a human being or whatever your sensibility. Okay, that's your path. That's your travel through the this life. But I think it's unfair. I think he's being unfair to himself.
I do too, buddy.
And I think he's being unfair to the work.
Like if you were an actor and you portrayed Harvey Weinstein back when he was a big player and he was, okaying all the movies and he and his brother.
He was king of the world at one time.
King of the world, king of Hollywood at one point. And you portrayed him as an actor. And then all of a sudden, the Harvey Weinstein stuff comes out. You can't look back and go, I regret playing Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
You didn't know.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't know.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. I don't understand that, but I mean, I
wonder if it has to do with, like, we'll find out as the show comes out and we get to see some of the episodes and everything, and maybe as he's with his friend and he's watching his friend go through this transition, if maybe there's some guilt or remorse there. But again, that's if that's on a personal, that's a him level, his personal level, understood. But I don't think you need to put it onto your work.
Right, and people are saying he wasn't being trans there. He was just cross-dressing. But that's kind of the thing. That's part of it.
Right.
Of transitioning is living as a woman or as a man or whatever. So that's part of it. That's kind of what he's talking about. The interviewer asked the Janet Reno character, does that hit bad now? And Will answers, yeah, that's something I wouldn't do right now. But then goes on to use the word regret over and over, where he was in drag doing Janet Reno's dance party, something that was a really funny bit that you would never remember. She busted through the wall, like the whole 9 yards, but he's regretting it now. But the show's coming up. I just kind of found that interesting.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Let's do some trivia. We'll do that next.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO Moving.com.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
AFC East rivals are set to clash on Thursday Night Football. It's the Bills and the Dolphins meeting in Miami. Winner takes first in the division. Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield is viewing Sunday's game in Detroit as a measuring stick against the team they want to be. And Week 3 of college football, it's set to roll now with UCF visiting TCU. That one Saturday to open the Big 12 season. Florida will host SEC foe Texas A&M. I'm Scott Davidson.
Staples prints anything you need for your business like banners, flyers, and signs. And Staples will beat any price quote. Plus, now print more, save more. Up to $150 off your print purchase. Offer ends 11/2. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details or staples.com/price match for price match guarantee.
Hey guys, listen up. If you have plans to sell your home for any reason, hit pause for a minute. Learn a little bit about the Nickley Group before you make that move. These guys are changing the real estate game. Get stress-free, innovative real estate solutions for home sellers and buyers. And the news that the market here in Orlando is softening is not true at all. Actually, homes are still selling for record prices here in Central Florida. So if you're up for your next big move, you need to consider the Nickley Group. For any reason, downsizing, relocating, maybe you need a bigger home as your family expands, these guys have you covered, because not only do they sell homes on average for 6% more, they sell them twice as fast as well. Get your home valued instantly, get a guaranteed cash offer, list your home, do all of that at thenickley.group.com. And guys, remember, a lot of people out there are trying to make that move now because the rates are lower. You need pros to help you navigate that. The Nickley Group can do that for you. Make sure that you get that house of your dreams or get that buyer you're looking for. Again, the Nickley Group is the answer. It's thenickley.group.com, Nickley group.com.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman from the injury law firm of Kaufman Lind. I bought a pair of Jordan 5s off eBay. They went through the authentication process. When they got here, something was wrong with them. I put them on and they immediately self-destructed. I contacted eBay. They said they weren't responsible. I filed multiple emails, photos, complaints. I didn't stop till I won. That's what I did for a pair of tennis shoes. Imagine what I would do for you. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial 407-500-JEFF. That's 407-500-5333, offices Orlando.
Hey, it's RC Hill. Prices are up everywhere, and that makes affordability a problem. And that's why I'm turning September into Acceptember. This week at RC Hills, if you hate your car, don't accept the status quo. Just say no. Here at RC Hill, we're all about affordability. My team of finance specialists really hustle to help you find a car you love at a low rate and a monthly payment that fits your budget. That's what my Perfect Payment program is all about. Get a great deal on a new 2024 Mitsubishi with a lifetime warranty. Or check out our certified used trucks, SUVs, and luxury cars. So if you hate your car because it has too many miles or too many problems, dump it and get way over trade value. But hurry, a deal this accepting won't last long. RC Hill Mitsubishi and used car superstores in DeLand and Ocala. See all my rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com. And if you need to sell your car today, we pay you on the spot. Visit rchillbuyscars.com. That's rchillbuyscars.com.
Guys, we live in Central Florida. That means it's hot. Let's say up until next year when it's hot again. It's hot all the time in Central Florida. Make sure that your AC is ready to go. Mills Air can do that for you. They've been doing it since 1992. 30-plus years of experience in keeping Central Florida nice and cool. Their techs are awesome. They know all these brands inside and out. And Mills also is a Carrier factory authorized dealer. What does that mean? Well, if you happen to need a new unit, that means they can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. These guys are awesome and ready to help you right now. They save Deb, they save Ross, they save me and Jack. They can do the same for you. They're family-owned and operated and ready to go. 407-277-1159. Online, it's easy. It's millsair.com.
I'm Jeff Jr., founder and CEO of Trajan Wealth. I was born and raised in northern Wisconsin by both my father, who owned a small 10-lane bowling alley, and my mother, who was a nurse, who did her best caring for everyone in our small town. My parents stressed with me that if you were going to do anything, it needed to be done right or not done at all. I later joined the Marine Corps, where additional values were instilled. Values like honor, courage, and commitment. The motto of the Marine Corps, Semper Fi, which means always faithful. The best part of Trajan Wealth, our 100-plus employees who also embrace the exact same values. If your current financial advisor is more interested in selling you something or is more loyal to their own financial gain than yours, give us a call for a second opinion. We would be honored to hear from you. Call Trajan today at 407-213-0000. That's 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Did you know that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief for nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea? Of course you do, because everyone knows the Pepto song. But did you know that Pepto also comes in convenient and delightful solid forms?
Pepto has berry fast melts, cherry chewables, liquid caps that make relief easy.
Pepto makes relief on the go easy. So when you overdo it, undo it with Pepto. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey, it's RC Hill. Prices are up everywhere, and that makes affordability a problem. And that's why I'm turning September into Acceptember. This week at RC Hills, if you hate your car, don't accept the status quo. Just say no. Here at RC Hill, we're all about affordability. My team of finance specialists really hustle to help you find a car you love at a low rate and a monthly payment that fits your budget. That's what my Perfect Payment program is all about. Get a great deal on a new 2024 Mitsubishi with a lifetime warranty. Or check out our certified used trucks, SUVs, and luxury cars. So if you hate your car because it has too many miles or too many problems, dump it and get way over trade value. But hurry, a deal this accepting won't last long. RC Hill Mitsubishi and used car superstores in DeLand and Ocala. See all my rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com. And if you need to sell your car today, we pay you on the spot. Visit rchillbuyscars.com. That's rchillbuyscars.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
I got a little black book
with radio being made on a daily basis at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
I got a little black book with all the cars I've had the privilege of driving in my life, and I got to tell you, the best fun. My uncle owns and operates Trans Am Worldwide out of Tallahassee, and I got to drive a 2016 one of his, and man, I got to tell you, give them a look, check some of their creations out. This mind-blowing machines.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Yeah, the most fun I ever had in a car was, it was not the Corvette because it was too powerful and really not fun because it was scary. And I can be a bit of a bitch sometimes. I don't want to die in a car crash.
No.
But that little BMW was a lot of fun. But I also got a Ford Cobra, a little Mustang Cobra. I had that for about a month, and I did not want to give that one back. 385 horsepower, supercharged. Ran through gas like I run through beer, and was just so much fun. I mean, just as fun as you can have in a car.
Those were fun cars.
You're like,
yeah.
I want to be over there, and then you're over there.
Yeah.
I want to be over there, then you're over there. Never driven a Porsche, though. I heard they're the best.
That's
the best driving experience you can have.
I've driven, the one I want to drive is a 911.
Yeah.
But then the guy that just left that voice with the Trans Am's Worldwide out of Tallahassee, you got to see some of the things they're building.
Oh, yeah?
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Crazy, man. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Let's do trivia. All right, what we have for today, guys, is we have a pair of tickets to see the Trans-Siberian Orchestra December 14th. 2 shows that day. Tickets go on sale. Actually, they're on sale right now. A good-ass time. It's almost a rite of passage for some people when it comes to the holiday season to go see Trans-Siberian. Went and saw them last year. First time I'd ever seen them. Giving away tickets for 20 years on the air. Never got a chance to go down and check the show out. Went down last year. Very interesting show.
Dude,
It's way different than any Christmas thing you'll ever see.
I'm going for the first time this coming year. My lady said was like, "Hey, would you be interested in doing this?" I was like, "Let's go."
Yeah.
So again, you're right. We've been giving these tickets away forever. We've talked about it. We interviewed the guys and everything, but I've never actually been in to see the show. I'm going for the first time.
It is really interesting. It's like a gothic rock Christmas, almost like Christmas had a kind of a Nordic kind of feel to it there for a while, and that's kind of what it feels like. It's like they threw it back.
Gotcha.
A lot of fun though. Who goes first today, buddy?
Let's go with Sarah.
Sarah, right there on line 2. Sarah, how you doing?
Hey, good and yourself?
Doing wonderful. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Do you want to play a game?
All right, Sarah, this is a real easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these answers, Sarah, though, it is a lie. It's not true, but if you can find it, I will send you over to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra in December. Are you ready?
Let's go.
All right, that's right. Here we go. On this day in 1981, singer, actress, television personality rose to fame on American Idol. Her American Idol exit was considered the most shocking in show history.
Paula Abdul.
She's a dream girl. Jennifer Hudson was born on this day. You know who J. Hud is? You got to know who J. Hud is. Dream Girls? Yeah. Here are 3 fun facts about J. Hud and 1 respectful, which is one of her hits, lie. I hit a bad chord with Angel. Do you know who Jennifer Hudson is?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm a huge fan of hers.
All right, very good.
Yeah,
Here we
yeah.
go. All right, we're talking about Jennifer Hudson. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, she was married to a former professional wrestler who graduated from Harvard. Number 2, she's the youngest person ever to achieve the EGOT. Number 3, her first job in entertainment was as a chorus line singer dancer in Vegas. Or lastly, she's one of 16 actors ever to win an Oscar for their debut performance. Which of those is a lie?
Let's go with number 3.
There you go. You're the winner. I'm going to put you on hold. It's the one I could not say. You are a winner. Everybody else, sorry. God almighty. She was married to a former professional wrestler who graduated from Harvard. I forget the guy's name.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
She was also the youngest person to ever achieve the EGOT.
I knew that one.
And she was one of 16 actors ever to win the Oscar for their debut performance. And I think that was in, I want to say it was Dreamgirls. That was her first movie.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Some other things you may not know about Jennifer Hudson before we get to the top of the hour. One of her very first jobs in entertainment wasn't there. It was on a Disney cruise ship, though. She was an entertainer on a Disney cruise ship for a while. Now, here's the crazy thing. Do you know about her drama, the drama in her life?
The fact that she's married to Common right now?
Yeah, is she married to him?
That's what the interwebs are saying.
Yeah, I knew she was in a relationship with him, but I didn't know she was married to him. But here's her brother-in-law shot and killed.
Oh, yeah.
Her mom, her brother, and her nephew.
I do remember this story.
Now, what a lot of people don't realize about that story is the guy Common that she was dating right now, or her ex-husband, this guy Dave, I think, invited her on a trip. He was going on a training trip, right, for wrestling. She decided to go at the last minute. If she doesn't go on that trip, she's home when the brother-in-law shows up and shoots and kills the brother, the mom, and then the nephew was found later shot as well.
Oh, my gosh.
She would have been part of that whole world.
Oh.
And not part of this one. And then, like you just said, she is currently in a relationship with the rapper Common. Now, where is he from?
Chicago.
Yeah, but he was with a group, was he not?
No, Common's always been solo.
Has he really?
Yeah, he's never. He's done some posse cuts or whatever, but he's never been part of a rap outfit. Common's all. Yeah, he's he's always been a solo artist.
What was his big hit?
Oh man, he's got a bunch.
I thought he was like for some reason I had him tied up with like Redman.
No.
Yeah, definitely not right. Not right then.
No, he's so he's actually done stuff with the Roots. He's been Roots affiliated, so he's been does that, and then he's got
What's his big claim to fame? Just being a rapper? Did he do something else?
The Question off of Soulful Genius is a good one. He did. He was on Stakes is High with Stakes Are High or Stakes is High with De La Soul. His really big track I would think is Got. And Real People is another good one. His claim to fame would be, well, he did, what was that? Aces, the movie The Aces.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know he did some acting.
He did some acting.
I remember seeing him in a movie.
And he was in one of the Wick movies. He was in, I think, the second Wick movie.
Yeah.
He's done every acting thing that he's done pretty well.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's always been a solo rapper.
Yeah, talented guy though, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
You like his stuff?
Yeah, all day long. Yeah, he's one of the guys. He's in that. He just dropped an album with Pete Rock.
Really?
Just recently, yeah. And the first
Boy,
single,
that's a name I haven't heard in forever.
yeah, Pete Rock's still been knocking around, and they just dropped a project earlier this year, and the first single off that was pretty fire.
Yeah. The one thing that I didn't put up here, it's kind of funny though. Jamie Foxx was in the movie Dreamgirls, I think.
Right.
I can't even remember. But she was in a movie with Jamie Foxx. I think it was Dreamgirls. And all of the scenes with him, she had to wear flats because she's 5'10" and a half, and
Taller than him.
and she dwarfed him. Like, I thought Jamie Foxx was bigger than that.
No.
He's like 5'8" or something. Isn't that weird?
How tall do you think Jamie Foxx is?
I think he's got to be like 5'8", dude. Because that's like Tom Cruise is like 5'7", 5'8".
He's 5'9".
Wow. It just kind of looks so much bigger on screen.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Hang loose.
The Tampa Bay Bucks are in Detroit to face the Lions this Sunday. Coverage starts at noon on Real Radio 104.1 and the free iHeartRadio app. Presented by Renewal by Anderson, official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic remains backed up on I-4 westbound this afternoon due to accident activity reportedly blocking multiple lanes near Lake Mary Boulevard, causing stop-and-go traffic back from the Greenway exit in Seminole County. Looking at a vehicle fire southbound on OBT that blocks the right lane between I-4 and Holden Avenue. Delays continue southbound on the 429 due to a crash reported at New Independence Parkway. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Guys, September is Aging Healthy Month, or Healthy Aging Month, either way it works. And over at Life Imaging FLA, they're all about you aging healthily. Here's how they do that with their free life scan. That is the way to go. This heart scan is a game changer. Let me tell you, man, we've had so many listeners come up to us at events and say, hey, look, thank you so much for your recommendation for Life Imaging FLA. My wife and I went. She thought I was going to have some problems. Turns out my heart was just fine, but she had issues, and she wound up in the hospital for bypass surgery. Guys, we've heard that so much. Make sure you get over to Life Imaging FLA. Early detection does save lives. And remember, this entire process only takes a few minutes. No dyes, no injections. You don't take your clothes off. Do what I did. Do what my family did. Get with Life Imaging FLA and get that free heart scan. Remember, there are just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. This is also imperative. While you're there, take the time to learn about the cancer screening as well. Again, early detection saves lives. It's easy to make your appointment. Just pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. That's as easy as it gets. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. You will be connected in seconds. It is time to finally make that call and make 2024 the year you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey. And how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Hey everybody, this is Josh and Chuck from the Stuff You Should Know podcast. And if you've ever wanted to know about champagne, Satanism, the Stonewall Uprising.
Oh, how about chaos theory, El Nino, LSD, little true crime sprinkled in? Or maybe something historical like Rosa Parks.
Yeah, if you want any of that or anything else you can think of, then look no further. We have you covered.
That's right. Listen to the Stuff You Should Know podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff You Should Know and start listening.
Looking for the best donuts and breakfast treats in town? Then you got to go check out Shipley's Donuts. With more than 60 varieties to choose from, Shipley's Donuts serves freshly made delights daily. Visit them today at 2225 South Cimarron Boulevard.
Drowning is a leading cause of death for children in the United States. But did you know that people with autism are 160 times more likely to drown compared to their neurotypical peers? The Autism Society of America's Safety on the Spectrum Initiative developed a water and wandering program to change that. This program works to prevent drowning, improve water safety skills, and develop adaptive swim lessons. By increasing water safety education and training, we can prevent wandering-related tragedies. Get connected to support and resources at autismsociety.org.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, the insurance company may make you a quick offer to go away. They may also be offering you pennies on the dollar. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Get ready for an epic engagement event at International Diamond Center. 3 days, September 20th through 22nd. IDC's flying in the entire collections. All the newest styles from both Tacori and Verragio. Hundreds of new rings to choose from. Tacori and Verragio, the world's 2 premier ring designers, together on the IDC stage with special incentives and 36-month zero-interest financing. See Tacori's latest, handcrafted by true California artisans with exquisite detail. And from New York, see the newest creations from Verragio. Unique, distinctive, and personalized. Buy any Tacori or Verragio ring at this event and get a $500 IDC gift card. Buy the engagement ring with a matching wedding band and get a $1,000 gift card. Also, check out new fashion jewelry from these renowned designers. Let the experts at IDC help you find both the perfect ring and the most dazzling diamond during this incredible 3-day event. Get the guaranteed best price and spread your payments over 3 whole years. It's September 20th through the 22nd only, and only at International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations on approved credit.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You probably don't know this or care, but we have web goals. So go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
Hey, you guys are doing a great show today. It's really fun, and I have to tell you, it's almost like you two are just having a conversation at a bar, and we're just eavesdropping.
Right on. Angel and I have a lot in common. We love cars. We love hip-hop.
Let's get some beers.
Let's get some beers. How long have we known each other, brother? It's been a long time now, all right? I mean, when did you start working for the Monsters?
So I've been in the building.
Because Tom and Dan left 10 years ago, so it has to be at least 10 years. And then, but I've known you longer than that. We worked together for that long.
Yeah, so I've been in the building 17, and I've been on the Monsters 13.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, damn.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens quick.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. I really don't have anybody to talk hip-hop with. Believe it or not, in my group of circle and my friends, not many hip-hop fans, Angel.
No?
No.
Oh.
That's a shame. A lot of 55-year-old white dudes on into it for some reason. You and I had a little conversation before the show today about this whole thing with Kendrick Lamar and how people are freaking out. Like, I'd rather have anybody rather than Kendrick. Well, you know, Kendrick is the thing is really, what the problem is Kendrick's not Ludacris or Snoop or any of those names. You know, that's the problem. Is like Kendrick doesn't have enough big footprint in the
pop hits.
In the Caucasian world.
Yeah, in the heavy rotation pop hits. But if you are a hip hop head, Kendrick has been a blast of fresh air for the culture.
Look, I remember when Soul Brother Kevin, SBK, was here for years, and he was a student of that, and we would occasionally have conversations about hip hop. And when Kendrick hit the scene, he was like, it wasn't even a thing. I mean, he immediately pushed aside, Jay-Z and Nas and all the guys that were considered the great lyricist immediately and said, this guy he's the new Jelly. He is it. That guy's great. And look, I've listened to a number of Kendrick songs. It's okay. I get it 100%. I like older hip hop, but that diss song that he did That Drake song was, oh God.
The series of songs, because I mean, it's a collection of 4 or 5 songs, and I think there's speculation that the 6th song that he just dropped, again, is another subliminal shot at Drake. And so in the world of hip-hop and hip-hop battles, we've never had something like what just happened between the two of them.
So something that didn't have a gunshot involved.
There's that part of it, There's for the most part, there hasn't been really any quote unquote violence. They're both still alive. They're both still with us, and so those are different aspects of that hip hop battle.
Yeah, but they're not. This is like. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, you can, look. I'm not knee deep in it now, but like this hip hop culture is not a shooting kind of hip hop culture, right? Didn't we get done? We were done with that in the 80s or 90s, or that still happened?
We had a Triple Extension, the Miami kid, or that kid got killed in Miami. We had the rapper,
the tall guy
out of Memphis, that got killed.
I can't remember his name either.
Dang it! And I apologize.
But those weren't hip hop battles, though, were they? Were they just robberies that went bad? Also, the guy from Migos.
Yeah, I would say, how about hip hop adjacent?
Oh, really?
In the sense of the violence that still happens in that world.
I would say the guy with Migos for sure. What was his name?
Dang.
God, dog it! I can't remember his name now. It's so bad, but they were just throwing dice, right? And something broke out around him, and he caught it, right? Yeah, take off. He got a stray there, right?
Basically, and it's. And again, it's the propensity of in that culture, in that world, where guys won't handle beefs with their hands. They're gonna go quick for a gun.
Right.
And that's again still unfortunate to this day.
Right. And I know that does hip hop have an outlet publicly? Do they have are there still hip hop stations that play hip hop that people consider hip hop that they would want to listen to, or is it just classic hip hop, or at all?
So in different markets right now, Jimmy, there have been a couple launches of what would be considered like classic hip hop stations. But they're also mixing like the R&B of the era. So like 90s stations, right? They're going back to that's considered classic. So they'll do 90s hip hop and 90s R&B and make that a station. I want to say that I think there was one station that tried to do straight like 80s, 90s old school hip hop for a minute there. But other than that, it's typically they'll mix that into like a Friday night show or a Saturday night show kind of thing.
Yeah. Because I remember who did Hip Hop Array?
Naughty by Nature.
Yeah, it was Naughty by Nature. See, that's the 90s. That's when I checked out.
Yeah.
Like when I came out of the 80s into the early 90s.
Naughty by Nature killed it for you?
Yeah, Naughty by Nature and killed it for me. But there was some cool stuff. De La Soul was great.
De La's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of really good acts from that era that were perfectly fine. Tribe Called Quest was good. De La Soul, like I said. And then you get into the late 90s, early 2000s or whatever when Outkast started hitting it. But, for me, it'll always be Eric B. and Rakim.
Always, yeah.
And Public Enemy and guys like that.
I want to appreciate the texters that are hitting us up right now. So Takeoff was the one we were talking about. Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke, yeah.
Pop Smoke, again, he was up and comer. He's a riser, should have been huge in the game, and then he gets hit up in a home invasion in Los Angeles. Young Dolph was the guy that I was trying to remember.
But Young Dolph was asking for it. I mean, look,
no, not him. He was the one that got ambushed at the donut shop.
Yeah, but dude, I'm telling you, like Ross used to tell me about Young Dolph, and Young Dolph wasn't he the guy that would just try everybody like in his songs?
No, I think you're thinking of Little Baby. I think he was the one that was doing that. Young Dolph had turned it around because he had a family and. He might have earlier in his catalog, but at the time when he was killed, he had, from all reports, he had turned the page on.
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't that guy anymore. I don't think.
That's weird because you look at his old videos and that guy was getting at it.
Yeah. And then there was a kid that just got Fulio. He just got killed in Tampa. He was again up and coming guy.
There was another guy in Jacksonville, but I didn't know any of the names. Again, there are a lot of rappers out there. I just don't pay attention to the ones that don't have records out that anybody's listening to because there's just so many people out there.
The music is consumed so differently now, Jimmy. Like back in the day, it was important to who you were affiliated with, and then not only who you're affiliated with, what was the record label? Like Def Jam as an imprint, that was a big deal if you were a Def Jam artist, right?
Yeah.
There was a handful of Fresh Jive records. There was a bunch
Young
of
Money.
labels that was part of it, and it was all like a vetting process to for you to be able to get on the radio, right? Nowadays, all you got to do is be popping in the hood, and you go straight to streaming, and you book a handful of shows in your area of town, and you could gain some level of success.
Is that how guys like Travis Scott went from, I mean, again, because I'm not in the scene very much, I don't know if Travis Scott kind of worked his way up, but it just seemed like Travis Scott was like the Bieber of hip-hop. Like, he just came out of nowhere. Next thing you know, this guy was like playing, festivals, 120,000 crowds.
What Travis got on everybody else was that he was an incredible producer, and there was a lot of collab that he did in the beginning with Kanye. And there are some people that will, if you go back and look at the time frame that we're talking about, a lot of people are saying that Kanye might have nicked some of Travis Scott's kind of swag and some of the music that he was dropping at the time.
My God, you would think it would be the other way around.
Exactly, but again, Travis Scott was the young buck coming up, and he's the one that's being adventurous with the sounds. You're the the old head in that moment, and you're like, let me borrow that real quick.
And how about something that's also changed in the hip hop scene that we never got when I was a kid? Like, we had MC Lyte, we had Queen Latifah. We had a couple females that were rapping a little bit. There was one other one that was big, and I can't remember her name.
It was Queen Latifah, MC Lyte.
And there was one more. Eve. And there was one more. And I cannot remember who it was.
The chick that rapped with Jay-Z. Foxy Brown.
Yeah, Foxy Brown.
Yeah.
But, man, like, there's so many
women rapping right now.
So many females rapping right now. It's kind of cool, but the shelf life is so small for them.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems like they'll come out like that Lotto, right?
Yeah.
She comes out one hit, and then you don't hear from her anymore. That's the thing with hip hop that you and I have talked about for years. Like, I don't understand how it doesn't have more of a shelf life, and I don't understand why that genre of music doesn't support its classic artists. Because if you look at other genres of music, country, rock, pop, those people tour until they're dead.
Yeah.
Frankie Valli is still touring on songs that he wrote in the late 50s. But hip hop artists don't get that kind of reaction from the fans. Like if you put like let's say that De La Soul, Eric B. and Rakim, Big Daddy Kane,
that tour. If you put that tour together right now and the '80s, '90s tour,
you think it would do anything?
Yeah,
because the new guys don't seem like they really appreciate the old hip hop.
But that's a nostalgic tour.
I'd go in 5 seconds.
You're getting guys like us. We have a little bit of money. We can afford the ticket price. They're going to have proper security. The mixtape tours that they kind of do that.
Right.
That is a lot of fun, and that's a different era of hip hop, and you're having a good time with it. Right now, like with the female rappers, man, they're just so, and I'm not trying to be dismissive of it, but they seem so disposable. Megan Thee Stallion is one that stands out, but like the dopest female MC out there right now, nobody's buying her music, and she's technically,
who is it?
Rhapsody.
Oh yeah.
Rhapsody crushes it. Lauryn Hill.
Right.
Lauryn Hill did a verse on one of Nas's last albums. Incredible.
Yeah. But then you have people like Ice Spice, you have Lotto, you have Cardi had a thing there for a minute. Yeah. I think she's made her money in Hall Ass.
I ain't listening to any of them tricks.
But that's what I'm saying. Right. They come out, you have one hit, they have a video where they shake their ass around and then they disappear.
They're not
or they
for
start
me.
collabing.
Yeah, they're not for me. That's when it comes to that, it's the music that they are creating right now is not meant for me. It's meant for a younger.
But there are some of them that are like Nicki can rap. Like you look at Nicki Minaj.
Used to be able to rap.
Nicki Minaj can rap, dude. I mean, her early stuff was good.
Yeah,
I mean,
used to be.
Yeah, well, it's no good. What's wrong with you, dude? Got a problem?
No, whatever.
Got a problem with girls?
No, not at all.
Got a problem with female rappers?
No, Rhapsody. Like I said, Rhapsody's dope. Listen to her.
Who are you listening to right now? Like just across the board. Is it older stuff? Is it anything new?
No, as far as hip hop goes.
Yeah, I just asked Angel what he's listening to.
I know.
That's funny. It's almost like you have a show like this.
Yeah. What is a hip hop album? I am stuck in the '90s right now with hip hop. I'm listening to Smith & Wesson.
Are you really? I've never even heard of it.
Oh, dude. Yeah, Bucktown.
Yeah.
Yeah, original Gun Clappers. I'm listening to that. I'm listening to. Always listen to old Jay-Z.
Yeah. I listen to that too.
And De La. Those are right now.
Yeah.
Those would be the most recent songs that I've played.
So I go on Beastie Boys run sometimes, but the one I was on a couple weeks ago was EPMD.
Oh, dude. Yeah, and EPMD's in there. And so then you go down that road, so it's like EPMD, and then you go Redman, obviously.
That's right,
Redman
right.
all day, every day.
Ghetto Boys.
And then you go DOS Effects.
That's right.
Who wants effects?
Right.
And so then you keep going down that tunnel.
And the other one is KRS-One.
Yeah.
I started listening to that, and I was like, man, it just throws me back to the days in Pine Hills when a group of friends, we had like 4 or 5 guys, and we would just go skateboarding around Pine Hills all the time, and that's when the 80s like hip hop explosion was happening.
Yeah.
Ice Cube, NWA, Eazy-E, Ice-T, all those people we were talking about. All those people were blowing up. By the way, we left Missy out of there.
Sorry, Missy Elliott.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Take a little break. Back in a second with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Hang loose.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now, you should have somehow realized what you gotta do.
Classic alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
Traffic remains backed up on I-4 westbound this afternoon due to accident activity reportedly blocking multiple lanes near Lake Mary Boulevard, causing stop-and-go traffic back from the Greenway exit in Seminole County. Looking at a vehicle fire southbound on OBT that blocks the right lane between I-4 and Holden Avenue. Delays continue southbound on the 429 due to a crash reported at New Independence Parkway. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Guys, time for a new bathroom. Rebath in Mid-Florida is dying for your phone call. Here's why. They want to make sure your bathroom looks amazing. With the holidays right around the corner, don't you want to have those family events at your house? So many years you've had to pack up and go to your mom's or pack up and go to your brother's or your sisters or aunts. You're not coming to your house because that guest bathroom is a complete nightmare. But Rebath in Mid-Florida has everything it takes to change that for you. They have the products and they have the craftsmanship. The products, let's start there. Amazing. Multiple choices of everything. Toilets, tubs, sinks, lighting, cabinetry, tile. It's all right there. Craftsmanship. The installs are 4 to 6 days using their employees, no subcontractors, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. Even better, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, $800 in upgrades. All you have to do is visit the showroom, 436 up in Altamont. Check out the models they have set up. Guys, those aren't the bathrooms. Those are just to show you different styles of products configured into bathrooms. Every bathroom is a custom bathroom at Rebath. So log on to the website, check out the before and afters, then book your appointment. It's rebathmidfla.com.
We're less than 2 weeks away from our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Taking over T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st. Stream only on Hulu.
Get tickets while you still can now at AXS.com.
The human soul requires a minimum daily requirement of entertainment. Welcome to MGM Rewards. With the greatest live shows on earth, they have all the entertainment you can handle and more. Book now and make the most of your Vegas getaway at MGMRewards.com.
Go all the way and save. It's the Winning Drive sales event at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Score new Nissans from 18.9 with no payments till 2025 and 0% interest. Touchdown at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Home with a lifetime warranty. VIN number RL 897631. MSRP 20,050 plus taxes and fees with approved credit.
Everyone knows the English perfected the cocktail, but the Bartesian elevated it. Bartesian delivers bar-quality cocktails at the touch of a button. Just pop in a cocktail capsule, add your favorite spirits, and voila, a tipple fit for the King of England himself. Pip pip tally-ho and bottoms up to Bartesian. Cheers! Premium cocktails on demand. For a limited time, save $50 on the Bartesian cocktail maker. Only at bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.
My wife was like, I want to go to Hawaii and I want to bring the kids. And I was like, whose kids?
Jim Gaffigan, Barely Alive Tour.
I spent the entire time applying and reapplying sunscreen, which thankfully makes my skin whiter.
Jim Gaffigan, a night of all new material. January 2nd at Kia Center. Tickets on sale Friday at Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Outback Presents.
Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than Frogger's Grill and Bar. We've got your sports fix covered with Saturday college football, NFL football on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays too. Catch all the action on our tons of high-definition TVs while enjoying drink specials available all week long. Don't miss out on Frogger's amazing menu, where everything is fresh, never frozen. Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, and Altamont Springs. Frogger's, hopping with food and fun.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey. And how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
I never thought much about final expenses until my dad passed away last year. The costs were overwhelming, and it was a tough time for our family. That's when I decided to take control of my own final expense planning. But with my busy schedule, I needed something simple and quick. Then I found the Smart Bunny Insurance app. In just minutes, I secured a final expense insurance policy that fits my needs and budget. No lengthy paperwork, no hassle, just peace of mind right at my fingertips. I'm relieved knowing my loved ones won't have to worry about the financial burden. If you're looking for an easy way to protect your family's future, I highly recommend the Smart Bunny Insurance app. It's fast, convenient, and the best part is you can get coverage up to $25,000 with policies starting as low as $14 per month. Download the Smart Bunny Insurance app today and take the first step towards your peace of mind.
Insurance sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services, Inc. Underwritten by various insurers. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like One Hit Wonders Radio. The greatest one-hit wonders of all time. Ones you definitely remember.
I smell sex and candy.
And ones that'll make you say, oh yeah. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search One Hit Wonders, and listen now, commercial free. Free never sounded so good.
This hour of programming is brought to you by My Home Builders Network. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike and his team at hbnusa.com.
Radio. Real Radio 104.1.
Hey, so apparently Facebook is still a thing. Search gym members and join our group.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. I am Jim. Angel is here as well. Thanks, Big Dog. Appreciate you pulling double duty for your mom.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for letting me hang.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Big thanks to Frogger's Bar and Grill. These guys brought us food today for the Frogger's football forecast. Of course, next Tuesday, we'll go over the picks for myself, Jack, and Dad, and we'll pick a winner. Somebody's going to take home a $25 gift card to Frogger's Bar and Grill. 4 locations here in Central Florida. Find yours and party down. Tonight's another great football game. You're a Steelers guy, so no football for you tonight.
No.
Our boy Brandon Kravitz, though, the guy you beat for sports talk show host.
I know. I don't let him forget it.
Yeah, I bet.
Every single time.
And he loves it.
I introduce myself that way.
His Dolphins play tonight against the Buffalo Bills. Should be a good ball game.
I'm just kidding. I don't do that.
All
Brandon's a sweetheart, and he and I have a lot of really good spirited conversation.
He is one of the sweetest dudes you could ever meet in your
absolutely,
life.
Yeah.
And man, is he passionate.
Oh, yeah.
You should follow his podcast, by the way. That Zoneheads thing is no joke. He gets some really good guests on there. He's a great interviewer. He does his research, so he gives, he asks really good questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
All right, 407-916-1041. So you saw the Shannon Sharp thing?
Yeah.
I have a theory.
I wonder if you and I, because so when I proposed this, everyone's like, "Oh, you're just being cynical," blah 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 blah, and I was like, "Nah, man. I wonder if you and I are on the same page on
All
this."
right, so here's what happened. If people did not hear this, Shannon Sharp, former football player, a broadcaster. What was the NFL show he was part of that was so popular?
So it was him and Skip.
That's right. Skip.
Was it Undefeated or whatever?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So so he started broadcasting, kicking around. He does the show with Skip Bayless. He's the guy that replaced when Stephen A. Smith and Skip separated. Shannon is the one that came in right after that. He's a Super Bowl winner. Played for the Broncos. Played for the Ravens.
But now he's got a bunch of social media stuff called Club Shay Shay.
He's got a social media empire. He's been, he's in the content creating game. In that world, he's considered one of the big time players right now.
And I mean, for all intents and purposes, isn't he considered a good guy?
Yeah,
I mean, isn't he almost like kind of
no drama for the most part?
Yeah, he's like that cool uncle.
Yeah, they call him Unc. We all we refer to him as Unc. He's Sterling Sharps, the former Green Bay Packer, great receiver. Sterling Sharp's little brother is Shannon Sharp. And so he's went on to build this content empire.
8-time Pro Bowler, 8-time All Pro, or four times All Pro, 3 Super Bowl rings, twice with the Broncos, once with the Ravens, into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2011. So he is an accomplished player and accomplished broadcaster. From what I can understand, looks to be liked across the board. Matter of fact, I believe he pieced out of that show because of the other guy. He didn't agree with Skip Bayless.
Yeah, the show was undisputed.
Right.
And so there was some animal.
I forget there was one topic that pushed it over the edge, and I can't remember what it was, but they got into it really bad, and then he just told ESPN, if I remember right, he wasn't going to work with him anymore.
Yeah, contract came up, I think, and then I think it's Fox Sports 1, Jimmy, and then...
Oh, was it? Yeah, my bad.
And then I think it was the way that Skip Bayless's whole entire career has been going after Troy Aikman. And I think that was part of it that went down that line.
Oh, it's almost like Cowherd with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and then you're right. There was one signature moment, and it basically was Skip kind of got at Shannon, basically implying, well, if you were any good, you would have had more Super Bowl rings or something like that.
He said something that put Shannon on. I mean, just put him out. And I thought that he actually said out loud, like, I need to excuse myself from this scenario before it gets beyond my control.
It was, along those lines of
Yeah. So anyway, well-liked guy. So here's what happened.
Still in shape, dude.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I would not. Unc could be fine with me. Yeah, he'd be fine. But what happened was, I guess he was streaming or posting on his cell phone.
So what is being said, or what is being claimed, is that as he's going to go do this activity, he inadvertently hit the go live portion on his Instagram account.
So in other words, it'd be like if I was out with my wife and we were trying to promote something, I'd go live. Hey guys, my wife and I are here in Mount Dora at Pitmasters and Pours having a great time. Come on down, blah, 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 right? But he did this accidentally. But in the background, my man starts getting down.
Yeah.
He starts having sex.
Yeah. And all we can do is hear it.
And we can hear it. You can't see it.
Nothing.
But he claimed at first that his phone was hacked, but then came out and said it wasn't hacked. And I thought to myself, well, nobody believed the hack thing to begin with. Nobody believed that. Nobody believes it. It's not that prevalent that people get hacked. It really isn't. So with that said, I was like, well, why would you say that you got hacked and then turn around and debunk the fact that you got hacked? But I think it was his agent, right?
Yeah.
His agent was
his team,
was the one that said at first, because that was the first call he made. He called his agent and said, oh, man, I screwed up. Here's what happened. And I think his agent went out there and put out the thing that, Shannon's phone was hacked, blah, 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 blah. And then Shannon comes out today, tearfully in some places, and says his phone wasn't hacked, that it was a nightmare situation. Here's what I think.
This guy.
Here's what I think. If this woman isn't saying what she's saying, and she's like, it's yours, Shannon.
Yeah.
Like she's like, she's talking to a man like the man is handling it right.
Right.
But if it wasn't like that, you can bet your ass the hacking story would have continued. Because if it would have been like, what are you doing? No, Shannon, not there. Don't put it there. Shannon, no. You're done? Like, if it was that, trust me when I tell you, it's hack time. But because it kind of made him sound cool, like what's he complaining about? What's he mad about?
He's embarrassed.
So I mean, but look,
when I saw the story and saw the post and everything, my initial thought process was he did this on purpose. This is staged.
No, he can't. He doesn't need it though, does he?
Yeah. Well, okay. And I say this in this regard, as far as pop culture is concerned, as far as the viral moments is concerned, that concept of the viral moment, the fact that the biggest times that he's built his brand is all happened this year. The biggest moments,
the separation from Skip gave him the juice, and he kind of rode that.
Well, it did that, but the biggest moments, like, remember, 2024 started off with that insane, absolutely ridiculously insane interview with Cat Williams.
Oh, that's right, dude.
So that was in the very beginning of the year, all right? And so from that moment on, every couple months, he's had none of them have been as big as the Cat Williams interview, but he's had celebrities on, and he's had continued spikes throughout the year. Right? My initial thought was he's staging that. And again, he takes over social media. He has another viral moment. He's getting all the views. He's getting all the clicks. He's having all that, because I feel at some level, when you're at that level, that juice, that adrenaline rush is addictive. He's not a professional sports player anymore. He doesn't play football
not an athlete anymore.
So you're looking for that high of that where you win because you're on everything. Every post is about you. Everyone's talking
like
about you.
Like those Little League boys. We just said that when we talked to that coach a couple of times. I'm like, please have a talk with these kids and realize that in about 2 weeks.
It's going to be all over, right?
Yeah.
So, and I know he just had an interview with Marlon Wayans, and I know he's had some other, but none of the biggest interview he had was with Kat, and then he's had a couple other ones on par with that, right?
Yeah,
so that was my initial belief. That's it. Right out the gate, I was like, oh, this dude staged this, right? And then I watched his apology. And like he talks about it, he's like, I called my daughters, I called my sister, it
wasn't even that bad.
It's nothing that he like.
It wasn't even that bad. It wasn't like anything was. It wasn't like he was getting. It wasn't.
But like again, remember who he.
It wasn't like the meat mill.
Yeah, but remember who he works for. Though.
Yeah.
He works for Disney.
That's right. Yeah.
ESPN's owned by Disney, and we were talking about earlier, like morals clauses. So like this morning, the platforms were running rampant with that. They thought that this would be the thing. This is a transgression enough that he would be let go from him.
No way.
That's I'm not saying it. I'm not. I'm just. Don't yell at me, Jimmy.
Get out of here.
That's
what
what
firing Shannon Sharp because he's banging his wife in the background.
It's not his wife.
They're
two consenting adults.
Yeah, that's right.
When you listen to the apology, it seemed
pretty sincere.
It seemed sincere.
My man looked pretty upset.
It seemed genuine.
He's wiping tears and
you know what I mean? So like,
it's getting weird to see a man dressed like that crying.
Yeah. So like it was. All right. I don't know you personally. Know you. You're putting on a good face. I'll give you the benefit.
Is he that good of an actor? Right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He looks pretty upset because here's the thing. I think here's a guy who's pretty self-aware and probably pretty aware of how he's viewed in the world of broadcasting and in sports, or just in general, and wouldn't want anything to nick that. I mean, you could get that, right? Like if you've rolled that hard so long and you've achieved all that in football, you've got a sterling reputation in broadcasting, and now you have this. Probably more pissed off that his boys are going to be able to get at him than anything.
There's that part of it, but the other part of it is this: is that think about the economies that are counting on him not to mess this up.
Oh yeah.
Club Shay Shay, that whole podcasting empire, and the people that work for him now, right? That aren't getting the ESPN money. They're getting all the money that they do over here, and you're going to do something stupid like this and put it all in jeopardy.
Yeah, but the thing is, okay, so I get what you're saying, stupid, because it's stupid because you're just kind of unaware, but not stupid in the sense like I drank a bunch of beers and drove 150 miles an hour down the strip in Vegas. It's just careless, really, is what it is. It's more careless than anything. And here's the other thing.
Did you realize how easy it is to go live on your Instagram?
Dude, it's way.
Because I learned that today. Because I thought I was like, I thought it was like there's got to be a couple of hoops you got to jump to before you go live on your Instagram account. And then I learned today, whoa, it's way too easy to do that,
bro.
I'm surprised. Yeah.
You know how many times I have been cold blood panicked because I said something in my car and I looked down at my phone.
Yeah.
And it was either like it was doing something it wasn't supposed to do. It was on a screen I did not recognize. I just throw it in the river. That's my answer to everything. If it's broke, just throw it in the river. That solves everything. Yeah. But this thing, the reason I get freaked out about this stuff and like how people are hypersensitive, I'm like in 2024, dude, Kim Kardashian banged a dude on tape.
Yeah.
And it made her a billionaire.
Yeah.
And she's not even a porn actress. And she is endorsed by everybody now. Major players, major networks. It didn't hurt her a little bit.
It was good for business.
To this day, I can go watch Kim Kardashian have hardcore sex and then
With
see
Ray
her
J?
and then see her Clairol commercial. Like something that would have never happened 25 years ago. But she is stinky rich.
Paris Hilton too. Paris Hilton just dropped an album.
How do you even get fired anymore from? I mean, what do you have to do? You have to beat somebody up because just getting naked ain't doing it.
No.
There's no way. I mean, I think this is just a shame thing. I think he's putting a lot of heat on himself here.
I think he's genuinely embarrassed. You know.
Would you be? I would have to hear from Bradshaw. That would be the worst thing ever. Is that I would have to hear it from Bradshaw. I'd have to look across the screen and look across this window and know that Bradshaw has that on me, and I would hate that.
I would say this, and this is where I can understand where he's going through. Maybe you would too, Jimmy. It's like, I could take the ribbing from my friends if ever something like that happened to me. I could take it getting run down by you guys. I could take that. I think the part that would be difficult for me would be having that conversation with my daughters.
Yeah.
That's where.
But man, you're an adult. You have sex.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
you're not married, you have sex.
Yeah, but now it's like out there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I'm a private fella. I don't know if you heard.
You are.
You know, I don't know if you heard, but I'm a really super private fella. I get run down for that.
It wouldn't hurt your boy at all. No, I wouldn't want him. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about doing this tonight. You might want to be near my Instagram. But here's what you're going to hear. You'll be like, Jimmy, you're on my hair. You're on my hair. Jimmy, did you take the garbage out? By the way, you don't load the dishwasher right. I can't feel it. You done? That's what it would be like for me. That's why
she's gonna kick your ass.
She kicks it every day, buddy. I would put $40 on this. Rollins has one of these out by the end of the month.
Oh,
he may fake one. That'd be great.
There might be a compelling argument that he might have done one before Shannon Sharp did one.
No, get out of here! Stop. Really?
Yeah.
No, come on.
Yeah.
All right, 407.
This is years ago, buddy.
916. I don't even remember. Like when I was there. No way. I would have remembered that.
I don't know, man. I think
we all have a quiver of stuff on each other. I know Rollins got stuff on me. Yeah, I got stuff on him. We've known each other for 40
Rollins
years.
had an incident because he kind of let it out the bag today. And
oh, did he?
Yeah. And I don't know if you were there.
I mean, I've only been gone. I've been 2018 or 19 when I left or whatever. So I've been out of there for like 5.5, 6 years.
No, because it happened when I was on the show. We worked together for at least 2 years before you left.
At least that, dude.
So it might have happened afterwards.
Yeah. He says his heart saying. I mean, the thing is that chill. You realize, like, my wife had a job a few years back, and she hated the boss. And I remember her coming home from work, and she was white as sheet. I'm like, what's going on? She goes, I was on a phone call with my boss, and I thought I hung up, and I did not hang up. And then I had some words about the conversation we just had, only to have, I'm sorry?
What was that? It's like, that's when she's driving, and she throws her phone in the river.
She just threw her office in the river. She just drove into the river. Man.
Oh, man.
Oh, Shay, you're fine.
He should be all right.
You're fine, Shay.
In the times that we're living in right now, yeah.
He said it dropped. Then after that, I called my agent. I called the agency. I called ESPN. I had to tell him the truth. My phone wasn't hacked. I made a stupid mistake. Man, I got to tell you, when you watch this video of him on a show Nightcap on X and you see his face, my man looks troubled.
Yeah.
He just looks troubled.
Yeah.
That's a shame, man. You didn't do anything wrong, dude. It just happens. It just happens. So many other people have done so much other stupid stuff for him to be that embarrassed, but that's cool that he sets the bar that high for himself. That's always a good thing.
You know what's rare in the time that we live in right now? Humility. And maybe that's why it's catching us off guard. He's showing a little bit of humility.
Yeah.
You know
what
I mean?
And then this comes in the face of the whole Dave Grohl story.
Yeah.
I mean, Shay just made a mistake and put his phone on the wrong setting. I mean, Grohl has a kid with another woman outside his marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, and then now that guy is getting it. He is getting it bad. Like Grohl.
I don't understand that.
Grohl is getting it hard, man. I got to tell you, again, a guy considered one of the nicest guys in rock and roll. And the funny thing is like we know a bunch of people being in the radio business. We know a bunch of people who know people.
Right.
So you kind of get through the grapevine kind of thing of people are good people or not good people. Like the whole we were talking about NSYNC.
Yeah.
Like everybody in NSYNC is cool.
Right, yeah.
Like Britney Spears, cool. Most of the people we met in our career are very, very cool people. But I've never heard not one bad word about Dave Grohl, not one bad word about any of that. And then that's the whole thing. So now all the memes on social are him playing a song, and then people are going, "There goes my hero," as if he was their hero, and now he's not their hero. He cheated on his first wife.
Yeah, I don't understand.
He's a rock star.
Yeah.
But you hear that he retained a divorce attorney before he made the statement?
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, and so the other part of it is like the internet sleuths. They have pretty much figured it out. They think that the chick is Australian. It was during the time, not if you go back and do the math and do 9 months ago, I think the band was in Australia. And if you go to the Reddits on that, there's a bunch of stories of him kind of stepping out while he was out there.
Oh, really?
And the rumor mill is, and again, I'm just going to feed it, but there's nothing credible to that point right now, that this woman is somebody that he has known for quite some time, and that she was a muse.
Oh, really?
And so that he might have had the deal, that like, hey, go do what you do, but don't ever get it, don't put it out there.
Right.
But then,
I'll be here when you come back.
Yeah, but then he goes off and has a kid, and you can't hide that.
And if you're that woman that he's with now, by the way, she's absolutely gorgeous and seems adorable. They've been together like since 2004 or 2005 or something, right? And God, now when you say the word muse,
yeah,
man, if I was her, and I know a couple women like this, when I say a couple women, my wife is like this. You know what my wife would be the first thing she'd do? If she heard that, she would go back and go, "Did you write that song about her?"
Oh,
is this song about her?
You're going to go through the whole catalog?
Every one of them. And my man's going to sit there. And guess what he's going to do? He's going to say nothing except this. No. But every song, you write that about her?
You got to give up one.
You better write about her?
You got to give up one of the songs.
Is that about her boobs? Is that about her butt?
You got to give up one of the songs that you're not ever going to perform again.
Exactly. just to satiate her. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Let's take a little break, get back here and get out of here on a Thursday.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, Central Florida. This is Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Thursday evening forecast. We're going to be seeing the rain from the outer bands of Francine start to quiet down and push out as we head through the rest of the overnight tonight. Partly cloudy skies late with temperatures throughout the mid-70s. And then as we do take a look at our Friday, we are going to be seeing afternoon scattered showers and thunderstorms as the last of that tropical moisture pushes through Central Florida. And you're going to notice those rain chances becoming a lot less as we head through the back half of the weekend.
This report is sponsored by Safe Touch Security.
You see any Safe Touch security signs anywhere?
Nope. Coast is clear, boss.
Good, because we got to stick to the Crooks Rust Golden Rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses
and businesses.
All right, MacGyver, let's go.
Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State licensee at 2001-945.
Guys, listen closely. If you have plans to sell your home for any reason, hit pause and learn about the Nickley Group. It is time to make your move. That's right. It's time to make your big move, but you want to do that with a group that can do that with you, that's used to making big moves. That is the Nickley Group. And if you're considering selling your home for any reason, maybe you're downsizing or relocating, or maybe you even need a bigger home as your family expands, the Nickley Group is the answer. And here's the reason: because they sell homes on average for 6% more than the market, and they sell them twice as fast as well. So think about that. More money in your pocket faster so you can make that next big move. They're all about it. And their website is an awesome tool. You can get your home valued instantly. You could even get a guaranteed cash offer or list your home. Do that at thenickley.com. And they want you to Google them. Please do your research. They got no problem. 3,000 5-star reviews. And if you ask anybody in the real estate business in Central Florida, they will tell you the Nickley Group is an elite group of realtors ready to close any deal you have. And if you're looking for that next level real estate experience, which includes moving assistance, marketing, and mortgage services, it's the Nickley Group. NICKLEY Group.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Guys, are your energy costs through the roof? Well, maybe, just maybe, it's time to replace those single-pane aluminum windows. Do that with the most energy-efficient option out there. Keep the heat outside during the summer and keep it inside during the winter. And look, man, if you live in Florida, you know what happens around 7:30, 8 o'clock every damn morning in the summer? It's a weed eater. It's a blower. It's a mower. Consider replacing those old windows and doors with laminated insulated glass, guys. It is amazing how quiet and serene your house is. Up to 100% improvement. Keep that outside noise where it belongs. And these guys are even offering awesome rebates. $100 per window and $200 per door. On top of that, 24-month, no money down, no payment, and no interest financing is available as well. For a completely free in-home consultation, it is easy, and I strongly recommend it. Call FAS or visit them online. TrustTheLeaderFAS.com.
Hey everybody, this is Josh and Chuck from the Stuff You Should Know podcast. And if you've ever wanted to know about champagne, Satanism, the Stonewall Uprising...
Oh, how about chaos theory, El Nino, LSD, little true crime sprinkled in? Or maybe something historical like Rosa Parks?
Yeah, if you want any of that or anything else you can think of, then look no further. We have you covered.
That's right. Listen to the Stuff You Should Know podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff You Should Know and start listening.
Hey, Leesburg, get ready for an evening of fun and excitement this Friday from 5 to 9 p.m. Join us at Town Square for live music featuring the incredible Trey Jones. But that's not all. Experience the magic of our evening market on 5th Street. Browse unique finds and tasty treats. Grab a drink, ice cream, or savory snack from one of our downtown establishments as you stroll and discover Leesburg. Mark your calendars for this Friday. Discover Leesburg. Go to Leesburg Special Events on Facebook for more info.
Hey, Dr. Lori Santos here. I'm using my voice to support iHeart's mental health and addiction recovery campaign in partnership with Mobilize Recovery. We've all been touched by addiction or mental health challenges, and these often overlap. Nearly 9 million people have a co-occurring disorder, and almost 60% receive no treatment at all. Together, we can fight stigma by normalizing the conversation and even saving lives. If more people feel comfortable asking for help, recovery is possible. Learn more and lend your support at iHeartRecoveryMonth.com.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like One Hit Wonders.
This is the story of a girl. I'm not sick, but I'm not well.
Just search One Hit Wonders and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Need help navigating your will or trust? Visit OneFirmForLife.com today for your free consultation.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan. Want more from us? At the Jim Colbert Show on Instagram. Follow us.
I know I want more from us. I do. You deserve more. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Angel is here as well. Big dog. Thanks, man.
Absolutely, man. I've had a blast.
Hey, you're going to be out at Pitmaster and Porter's this weekend?
Yeah, we'll be out there. I'll be out there hanging out. I want to definitely check the match. And
Hey, when is that, by the way? Because I know the Shaylin show is like 7 o'clock, but when is the wrestling match?
Wrestling starts like right at the beginning or at like 4 o'clock.
Okay, good.
So the event starts doors are at 3, goes
awesome.
3 to 8. The wrestling starts like at 4. And it's Pitmasters and Pours. Go to the website, pitmastersandpours.com, to get more information. If you get your tickets in advance, they're $12. If you buy them at the gate, they're going to be $15. And it's September the 14th, 3 to 8 p.m., right there at Elizabeth Evans Park.
Yep.
Yeah, you got the Shaylin Band that I definitely want to check out. And then there's going to be the Diamond Dixie Band as well. And we've got the Ultimate Beer, Bourbon, Bacon, and Barbecue Collide event. It's Pitmasters and Pours right there, City of Mount Dora. Love that.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. It's gonna be a good ass time. I didn't know the wrestling thing was so early. I'm doing some, I got a tractor now, dog.
You got a tractor?
Got a tractor.
What the hell are you doing with a tractor?
I got acreage, man.
I knew that you moved. I hadn't had a chance to catch up with that. You guys are constantly moving like every couple of years.
Well, we're, just this one actually was because of my wife's job. We didn't really want to move. We just got finished renovating the house we were living in.
Yeah, you had that compound in Geneva.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a compound.
It was
come on, dude. It was just a house.
You had gates and spotlights
Stop.
and security going in.
So we're out there we're out in Lake County now, and the property we have now is more manageable than one we had before. It was mostly woods, so there's really nothing to do. On this one, though, it's different because it was pretty much left in disrepair for about 10 years. So all the stuff is overgrown, and so we're doing burn pits and tractor work and all kinds of stuff.
Bushwhacker? A bush hog?
So I do have a finish mower on the back of it.
Gotcha.
Not a bush hog exactly, but I do have a box blade for tearing out weeds and stuff, and I got the front end loader. Yeah, dude, what's up?
A John Deere?
Got a John Deere.
Oh, look at you.
A little 4-wheel drive John Deere.
Yeah.
So I got a lot, but so anyway, I want to go out. We were going to go out that evening to see Shaylin, but if I do want to see a bit of the wrestling match. How many matches are there, by the way?
I think there is going to be three preliminary matches, and then there's going to be the title match.
Very nice. Is Russ wrestling? Oh no, I don't want to blow anything up.
Well, no, he's not
is
wrestling.
He reffing?
No, he's
is he managing?
What? That's the term, right?
He's
So
managing.
Amber Nova is going to be defending her title, and then Russ is the manager, and then Hollywood Haley J is the villain. And there are rumors that she's, coming to the ring with somebody. We don't know who that is. We thought we had it cornered in there. And then we've got Kaufman is going to be. So it's all bought and paid for because like Kaufman's the ref. So we greased that wheel. Got him a pair of dunks. So he's going to
have the shirt and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. And got the we got the countdown and everything.
Jeff's a mess, man. That's funny.
Yeah. So he's a part of that. And then
very cool. It's gonna be a good event. Look, everything they do down there is great. One of the great things about the Mount Dora area, and somebody asked us the other day, they're like, "Why do you gotta do so much Mount Dora?" Like, because you can walk around with your beer, dude. It's that simple. You have all these other party areas in Central Florida. Get smart and do what Mount Dora did, and allow you to have open container and control it in a certain area. Guess what? We'll do stuff everywhere, but a lot of people don't do that. Mount Dora is one of the only places in the U.S. that does it, and they just passed that a couple years back for this very reason because they have so many. It's called Festival City, right? That's like the whole thing with it. But we're going to be out there this weekend. And then, of course, we have Suds, Putts, and Pints next weekend after that. So it's going to be a blast.
If you and your lady are looking for a dive bar, I recommend one.
In Mount Dora?
Yeah, it's Big Dog Saloon.
Big Dog Saloon?
Yeah, you got to check that one out.
Where's that?
That's the locals know.
Do they really?
Total locals bar.
Look, I tell you, man, another place out there that we found just the other day.
That place is near and dear to my heart.
And it's like legendary out there, but we didn't know they had this bar hooked up to it. And, bro, listen. That place shuts down at like 8:30 at night. When I say shuts down, if you go and look at most of the restaurants in Mount Dora during the week, by 8 o'clock, they are like, no bueno. We're not doing it. But there's this place out there called Jeremiah's. That's legendary. It's out there on, it's not downtown Mount Dora. It's out on like First and Highland or whatever. So it's out. It's when you turn to go downtown.
Right on.
But it's been there forever. But, dude, when you walk in, my wife and I walked in. Food's great, by the way. They get a bar hooked off to the side. The minute we walked in, we're like, oh. This is where the old school Mount Dora people come to get hammered. I mean,
so they stay open later.
Oh yeah.
Jeremiah's, right? Okay.
Yeah, very good. And then we went to Eden Park or Eden Alley.
I haven't been to that place yet.
You guys took the brew bus there once.
Oh, the brewery.
Yeah. We went there. That thing was awesome, by the way. Had a good time there as well.
Dude,
so.
there's a really cool image of that particular brewery where we like basically slammed the bus like right up to the front of that building.
And it's not that big either.
Yeah.
So we had a really good time there. It was really fun. The beer was good as hell.
Yeah, really good beers in that place.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. If you don't mind, Angel, let's play the music, and I'll do the thank yous, and we will get the hell out of Dodge. What do you say, buddy? Big thanks to our friends over at Frogger's for the great food today. Cuban sandwiches, chicken Phillies, stromboli, calzones, pizzas are on point. The wings are absolutely flawless. Had grilled wings today. Their blue cheese is as good as it gets. The food is great. Football tonight, you can't lose. 4 locations all throughout Central Florida. Of course, today was the Frogger's football forecast. We made our picks. We'll come back next Tuesday for the Frogger's football follow-up to find out who is going to win that $25 gift card if they choose the right member of the show with the most wins. Thanks to Danny Meyering for calling us from the Brightline train today. We appreciate that very much to do Date Night Done Right. If you missed any of that, just go to OrlandoDateNightGuide.com. All of that stuff, plus many more things to do this weekend, always there. Put that on your pin that place where you can always find it. Colbert Court, our buddy Glenn Clausman. Yeah. And we had former Judge Ken Barlow. And by the way, we didn't mention this. So many texts to the show during his appearance talking about DUIs on the cusp of Justin Timberlake's to find out some of the new laws that you can look forward to out there as you choose not to drink and drive. So don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, appreciate it. All right. So other than that, let's see. Tomorrow we have Primetime Kitchen. We have Embers Only. And I don't think Deb will be back tomorrow either. So we'll find somebody to be in. No Angel either. I think it's just going to be myself and Cameron tomorrow.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think so.
We'll talk.
Yeah, okay. Okay, that's fine. All right, let's get the hell out of here, buddy. Play some music for me. Let's go. All right, again, we appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much. On behalf of, Deb, Jack, Angel.
Thank you, man.
We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters of the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Colbert Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Thursday evening. Go Dolphins.
I don't know about that.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
Traffic in the Orlando area is still moving slowly on I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound for those traveling through downtown and by the major attractions exits. Right now, for those who need to take the Beach Line or the Greenway, they can expect a good ride on both of those toll roads. Traffic also looking much better for those taking the 429 north and southbound today. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Call 844-ADD-HELP-5. That's 844-ADD